€100,000 reward is being offered for information leading to his capture.
Sky News' Mark White in Berlin, where a makeshift memorial grows at the market which reopened today. Concrete blocks are in place now to prevent a similar attack. There's an increased police presence around shopping malls and markets in the U.S.
In Chicago, police have parked their cars at the corners of Daley Plaza to block any vehicles from entering a Christmas market there. And security has been ramped up around Times Square as well. And Christmas markets across New York City have now been posted with counterterrorism units.
That's Fox's Garrett Tenney. It's up to 33 dead now in Mexico after that fireworks market disaster of fire, followed by chain reaction explosions. 12 others remain unaccounted for. Dozens more were injured, some burned all over their bodies. North Carolina's controversial bathroom law is still in place.
16 having voted in the affirmative and 32 in the negative. The proposition does not pass.
The state Senate rejected an attempt to repeal HB 2, then adjourned. House lawmakers left without even voting in the special session. Governor-elect Roy Cooper was upset. He's a Democrat, saying Republicans didn't follow through after Charlotte's city council repealed an ordinance on transgender bathroom use that led to the state law requiring people to only use public bathrooms of their birth sex.
What they've done is they violated this agreement and they violated their trust with the people of North Carolina. And it's wrong.
Republicans blame Democrats for blocking an attempt to pass a moratorium as well, preventing cities from enacting similar ordinances. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Cloudy skies, 36 degrees. 5:02 is our time on AM 560, The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. 4, including a Chicago police officer, are hurt following a 4-vehicle crash. It happened overnight on the city's near north side, near West Division and North Orleans. Closing arguments have ended in the largest street gang trial in recent history. Sun-Times says jurors were handed the case late Wednesday after more than 3 months of testimony. Closing arguments lasting 4 days. Jurors are not expected to deliberate Friday. And right now, it's unclear how or if the Christmas holiday will affect deliberations. City of Chicago releases thousands of email messages from Mayor Rah Emanuel's personal accounts. It's all part of a legal settlement with a government watchdog organization, as AM 560's David Stewart reports.
The Better Government Association says Mayor Emanuel's agreed to release all of his private emails related to city business and to begin a new policy banning city employees from using private email accounts for official city business. It's the culmination of a year-long legal fight pitting the BGA and the Chicago Tribune against Emanuel. News organizations immediately began to analyze the emails, looking for any relating to hot-button issues, including the handling of the video from the Laquan McDonald police shooting. Some emails may remain private because of legal exemptions. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
Chicago Police Department has stationed 2 large vehicles just outside the downtown Daley Plaza Chris Kindle Market to act as barriers to prevent the kind of deadly truck attack that happened in Germany this week. Some cement barricades were also added. Chicago's police chief says the department will attack the code of silence by making it easier for officers to report police misconduct and make it tougher on officers who do harass those who come forward. Cook County judge is acquitting a former Chicago police officer for firing his gun to try and scare off a suburban officer who tried to stop him for erratic driving 2 years ago. Officer John Gorman was off duty in the Mount Greenwood neighborhood and admitted he'd been drinking, but said the suburban officer and an off-duty firefighter from Marionette Park who was with the Marionette officer were behaving aggressively when they chased him in a large military-style truck. The judge dismissed the charges against Gorman, who said he fired his gun into the air out of fear for his life. Former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich is asking the U.S. Appeals Court to nullify his 14-year prison term and order a third sentencing hearing. Attorneys for the Chicago Democrat filed the appeal late Tuesday night with the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. John Wall had 23. Bulls were gasping for air in the fourth quarter last night as Washington rallied past the Bulls 107-97. Fighting Illini over Missouri in the bragging rights game, 75-66 in St. Louis. North Carolina beat Northern Iowa. Indiana State beat Eastern Illinois in double overtime, while TCU trounced Bradley. The news, a service of Walmart. Christmas is here and you still have names on that list, so it's not too late to get to the hottest gifts. They're in reach, like the Fitbit Charge 2 at Walmart. Order by 6 p.m. December 23rd. Free pickup Christmas Eve. 4-hour minimum for order processing, subject to store availability. Christmas better. Save money. Live better. Walmart. 5:05 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Has America's history been the result of a series of fortunate accidents? Is America great because of dumb luck? In his latest book, Michael Medved argues that something greater has been at work. Divine Providence. Join AM 560's Michael Medved for a special lunch on Thursday, February 2nd at Belvedere Banquets in Elk Grove Village as he tells the story of the American miracle. Get your tickets now at 560theanswer.com/miracle. That's 560theanswer.com/miracle.
Hi, it's Tony Gatliff, host of Military Resource Radio, where we strive to connect, inspire, and enlighten veterans, active duty service members, and civilians alike to amazing resources, service organizations, and benefits. We also talk about current military news and events, the real estate and mortgage process, and, well, a little bit of everything. Join me each week for Military Resource Radio on the BBMC Mortgage Radio Network and visit our website at militaryresourceradio.com.
Military Resource Radio, Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 560, The Answer.
Are you worried how the election, global events, and the current economy might affect your retirement? Listen to Grow My Retirement, Saturdays at 2 with Bill Geiger, Chicago's retirement planning advisor. Bill helps you translate complex retirement issues into easy-to-understand steps to help you create a retirement income you can't outlive.
The important thing of this show is not when the next downturn is coming, but to have your portfolio and your retirement plan ready for it.
Grow My Retirement with Bill Geiger, Saturday at 2 p.m. on AM 560. The Answer.
5:07. Let's get an update on the roads in our AM 560 traffic center. And good morning to Jim Talamonte.
Good morning, Mike. Well, things have cleared up nicely on the expressways and tollways. Overnight construction is gone now. We had some delays, rather significant delays in the Adams Tollway, mainly between Barrington Road and Roselle Road, but the overnight work is clear. Traffic's moving pretty well now. Wolves for home against Milwaukee. Traffic is a service of Cabela's. Your family loves the great outdoors every season. There's only one place to go for last-minute outdoor gifts this season. Cabela's Christmas Sale. Find everything you need to finish their list at Cabela's in Hoffman Estates. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center, providing the right climate for business since 1935. We get the latest with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, clouds give way to some sun, high 35. Tonight, clouds increase, low 22. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a couple of showers of rain or snow for the afternoon, high of 34. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 36 at O'Hare, 37 along the lakefront, 36 at Midway. Your next news update is at 5:30, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Grow My Retirement with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth. Tune in Saturday afternoons at 2 for Grow My Retirement with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Big Email Thursday. Yes, we have our own email controversy here in Chicago. Good morning, Amy Jacobson here. Bruce Wolf sitting in for Dan Proft, and you've been here 3 hours combing through these 2,700 pages of emails.
Well, actually, I've been deleting my own emails because I am a notorious emailer and getting myself into trouble with them all the time. Because I send out nasty emails to people all the time.
Why would you do that?
I'm
what is wrong with you?
I don't know how to play the game, as Dan Proft always tells me, because Dan is a pretty good political actor.
He's
politically
just smart. Savvy.
Yeah, he's savvy.
Yeah, he knows
he's
what's
savvy.
up.
He always says to me, "What's the play?" What am I trying to get out of this? See, I'm like a scold in emails. I try to point out, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And then I alienate myself from everybody.
Well, hopefully
but
yours.
that's me.
Well, the BGA, Better Government Association, and the Chicago Tribune filed a lawsuit to get Rah Emanuel's emails on his personal device that had to do with business and concerns with the city. Correct?
Yes.
And Mike Scott, we want to bring you into the conversation because is any red flags here? Anything major that you're seeing?
First, I want to say that it is a major win, actually, to get this to happen. This is a long court fight. Tribune started it. BGA joined it. And, it was a case of a larger pocketed group, the Tribune, and a small pocket group, the BGA, actually joining forces to try to get all of these emails. There's not a lot in the 2,700 pages in. It shows a couple of things. One, that Rahm knows how to work the system in terms of spin, pitting reporters against each other, getting valuable tidbits of information to one reporter or another. He's also very good at setting up opportunities to promote himself to business leaders and trying to get more jobs, he says, to the city of Chicago. He's also a very effective at making sure that those who need decisions and those who want to make things happen had that email address. Very few powerful aldermen. They knew that if there was one open door to Rah Emanuel's office, it wasn't on the 5th floor. It was through that Rahm email. And that's where a lot of the powerful went with requests, information, opportunities to come to the community, looking for jobs, things like that. They went through that email, not his city email.
And here's the problem. I mean, that's going via the back door.
Right.
And that's business as usual. That is corrupt. Also, as Dan is tweeting today, and I noticed myself as well, this is they're settling for Rahm's definition of what should have come out in public. This should a judge in camera should be viewing all these emails and determining what actually is public. You actually trust the fox in the hen house, Rah Emanuel, that bastard who is the mayor of the city of Chicago? Listen.
He's not. All right, go finish.
And another thing that I noticed too, Rob Feeder has a great column today. In which he exposes how media people try to cozy up to Rahm. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at all of them, but one of them that strikes me is this Mika Brzezinski, this harlot who is on MSNBC.
Yeah, on Morning Joe.
Okay, on Morning Joe. She actually asked Rahm, and I'm trying to read this because this is small print in this email. She asked Emanuel to intervene with the Chicago Park District on behalf of her mother, this sculptor, Emily Anna Benesova. You don't do that. You don't ask.
She asked the mayor
that is what it. She
put her
did,
mother's artwork up in Chicago Park.
There's some kind of dispute there, but you don't take your family business. That's a conflict of interest. So that's whoring. That's the National Broadcasting Company.
Yeah.
Okay, that's NBC. And Larry Wirt.
He's in here too.
He gave Larry Wirt, who's responsible for my career. I mean, I owe him so much. But here's the thing. He sends Rahm a congratulatory note about Chicago Fire, the NBC show, doing great ratings, and he says, well, that Rahm deserves some of the credit because, and you know what? There's nothing unkosher about that, I guess. The problem is that these networks are in bed with City Hall as well.
Well, so is the Chicago Tribune. I mean, look at Bruce Dold, publisher and editor-in-chief of the Chicago Tribune. They're going back. Emanuel questions Dold on why he didn't return a call. Quote, "Did you not get my VM voicemail from 2 days ago, or are you still protesting me?" Question mark.
Well, some of this is like, you almost want to think that everything that goes on between the media and a politician should be public. But, of course, there are off-the-record discussions with people all the time. And I guess that we have to countenance that. The problem is that sometimes, it leads to influence. I mean, let's say you're NBC, okay, and you've got a New Year's celebration called, I'm just making this up right now, called Chicago Rising or whatever it is coming up, and you need cooperation of the city of Chicago. What do you think that broadcast was that all the radio stations, I think this one too, had with Rah Emanuel, with Bill Curtis, who now is hiring himself out as Rahm's caddy, the former great Bill Curtis. Give me a break. Blow it out there.
Here's the one from
but here's the thing. So they have Rahm. It's a public relations stunt for Rahm that all the radio stations participate in. Do you think anybody got to ask him a question? I noticed Rob Hart, one of my friends who does work on BBM, and I've worked with him before as well. He shows that Rahm is scheduling some interviews with like Eric and Kathy and Dan McNeil and Pete McMurray and Steve Cochran and Felicia Middlebrooks. And the memo.
Keith Conrad, our producer, writes emails all the time.
I know, but
to politicians.
There's a comment from whoever handles this for Rahm saying it's going to be light and breezy with Eric and Kathy. Yeah, I can imagine. What's your favorite Richard Marx song for 7 minutes? And then, they did a good bit yesterday about Richard Marx. But here's the thing. Then you've got and McNeil and McMurray will be kind of light as well, as if Cochran's going to be tough. You think anybody asked Rah Emanuel? I want to know when did you know about Laquan McDonald? What steps did you take to try to get that video published?
But nothing juicy like that is ever. It's revealed in these emails so far.
But nobody asked. This is the kind of in bed relationship. You know how many times Dan Proft and I interviewed Rah Emanuel when we were on WLS? 0.
Yeah.
Why does Baloney reject
the
grinder?
He won't. He's trying to protect his image and keep his reputation, whatever is left of his reputation.
And
if he came on this show or the other show that you were on, he'd get nailed.
Yeah, and the compliant media in this
town. All right, so listen to Larry
play
Wirt.
that game with it.
Larry Wirt sucking up to Mayor Emanuel.
It's okay.
Can you
First
shut
of
up
all, I'd
for
like
a
to
second?
get a job from Larry Wirt someday. Okay, so I got a conflict.
Stop.
No.
This is an email from Larry Wirt to Mayor Emanuel. Hi, Mayor, ... I just wanted to share with you last night's ratings for our new show, Chicago Fire. Take some credit, smiley face. Great job.
All right, you know what?
Is Rah Emanuel's brother, is Ari, is he one of the producers?
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
All right, well, it's just weird. Then he just outlined everything. I mean, it's just kissing up to the king. No, it's kissing up to the king.
Well, I get it. If you're the general manager of a Chicago television station, you had better do that kind of thing because you need the cooperation. And I understand the tension there. That is hardly an egregious thing that Larry did there.
Well, he appeared on the spinoff too. Mayor Emanuel did Chicago Hospital. Or
what I like is somebody like Mika or Micah or whatever the name is. That little harlot on NBC's Morning Show.
She wants her mom's artwork.
You don't
displayed
do that
in
kind
Chicago
of thing.
Park. She wants it at Maggie Daley Park, I'm sure.
You don't make deals with
Isn't
the mayor
life
of Chicago.
About favors? If I was friends with you and I needed something for you, and you were in control, I would write you an email like, hey, can you help a sister out here? My mom's a great artist. Can you put her artwork up?
This is journalistic
in Northern
ethics.
Illinois.
There's no journalistic ethics whatsoever.
Wolf Blitzer from CNN wrote Rah an email seeking for an interview for the Situation Room, and he ended it with love to the family. I don't have a problem. I mean,
all right.
They lived in D.C. He was the chief of staff for President Obama. Wolf Blitzer, all part of the tribe. I'm sure he knows Amy Rule and everybody, so I don't have a problem with love to the family.
Just want to clarify a couple of things. Yeah. Bruce, you mentioned about the process of what emails were released. You're correct. The judge was the person who decided which of those emails, in consultation with Rahm's attorneys, what of those emails were going to be released. It's not an open dump. They were very selective about which ones that they wanted released. Also, there were no text messages released.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
And everyone was seeking text messages as well, too.
But let me ask you this, Mike. No, my understanding is, and I just read through this very quickly, so correct me if I'm wrong, is that Rahm and his attorneys decided which emails they were going to release. The judge did not go over all of his emails.
Correct.
Okay, that's the problem. That's letting the fox in the hen house decide what you're going to do.
Somewhat.
And the Tribune has not settled this.
Not yet.
BGA did accept this, but the Tribune hasn't.
Because the Tribune would like the emails and or text messages, perhaps both, but emails specifically from two former Emanuel aides, David Spielvogel and Lisa Schrader, on non-government email accounts as well, not city accounts, non-government accounts. The settlement does not take up Spielvogel or Schrader's emails, and those are emails that could be more specific in how business was actually done. They were key aides for Emanuel. They say they were probably gatekeepers, and they opened the door to Emanuel.
Here's another thing. Mayor Emanuel was trying to persuade George Stephanopoulos, Wolf Blitzer, Peggy Noonan, and Maureen Dowd from the New York Times. He wrote her an email. It's back to school season already, and we're getting ready to welcome 400,000 kids back to class in a few weeks. I wanted to share the educational gains that our kids have made with you. It is really our best kept secret. I hope you're as proud of them as I am, Ram.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a problem that you have the mayor seeking attention from all these news outlets? Like, hey, we're getting better, but not telling the real story about what's really going on in Chicago public schools, but yet touting a little minor accomplishment.
I don't mind Ram doing what he's doing. He's the politician. What I have a problem with are the media. Well, I do have a problem with what he's doing because if he's violating the Freedom of Information Act if he's pulling a Hillary, basically a mini Hillary, and everything he does would be mini because he's such a diminutive creature, Mayor Tiny Dancer, as I like to call him. But pause.
That hashtag that's already been trademarked by Dan Proft.
I heard. So
good try.
I'm
Go
actually
on.
his copyright attorney.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing: yes, he is circumventing the Freedom of Information Act, but how compliant the media are, especially in this town, and the outrageous thing that Micah Brzezinski or whoever it is did. I mean, that really qualifies as she should be fired for that.
More Ram emails coming up.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Feels downright warm outside. It was 37 degrees, and now I feel like I don't even need a winter coat.
I unzipped my jacket.
Did you really?
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to go shirtless to the Bears game on Saturday. Yeah.
Why don't you? Yeah, and the game is Saturday, not Sunday.
I don't even go shirtless when I take a shower. Okay. I'm so ashamed.
What is the weather going to be like for
Today it's going to be cloudy, giving way
game?
to some sun. It's going to be a high of 35. Tonight, increasing clouds, low 21. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Showers or rain and snow in the afternoon, high of 35. Low tomorrow night, 30. Saturday for the Bears game, they're playing on Saturday.
Yep.
Partly sunny, high of 34. Low Saturday night.
What's the game time?
28. I'm not sure.
Is it noon?
Probably noon. I'm not sure.
I might be able to go to that game. But the question is,
why would you go?
Why would you
Kyle
go?
Fuller isn't playing for the entire season. He's been. Well, these draft choices have really gone down the tubes. I got to write an email to the mayor about that.
Oh
See if he can do something about the Bears, who we once said were 3-0. Let's take a look at the traffic right now with Jim Talamonte.
Thank you, Bruce. Good morning. Good morning, Amy. It is a noon start for the Bears and the Redskins on Saturday. Of course, the Bears' traffic before and after the games has diminished over the last few weeks, the way things have been going. We do have a little bit of traffic on the inbound Ryan. There was an inbound crash at Canalport, quickly cleared out of the left lane, but with traffic building anyway, you're looking at about a 3 or 4 minute delay from the Stevenson to Canalport. The express lane, actually from around 31st now, it's backed up. And the express lane delays start at 35th Street. Inbound Bishop Ford, a little sluggish, Cottage Grove to the Rhine. The Kennedy reversibles are now open on the inbound side. The other expressways and tollways are good. I'm Jim Talamonte, the AM 560 Traffic Center.
The website upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements and extends what we do here on this show, long-form interviews with opinion leaders and policymakers like Colonel Alan West and now Deputy NSA, KT McFarland, and many more locals as well, like John Cass, Steve Rauschenberger. And in addition to that, we've got man-on-the-street interviews, see if people can follow the logic and highlight it when they don't. Commentary, podcasts of our Illinois Rising program. That's Sundays, Sunday afternoons, 1 hour program that focuses on Illinois state politics and policy. It's all at upstream-ideas.com.
Illinois deserves an honest analysis of the problems facing our state. Avoid the spin from the mainstream media and Springfield insiders by tuning in to Illinois Rising every Sunday at 3 p.m. AM 560's Dan Proft and the Illinois Policy Institute tackle the policy and political issues that matter most and discuss possible solutions. So if you're sick of the status quo, then be sure to listen to Illinois Rising this Sunday at 3 p.m. on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Shalom Klein. Join me each week for the Get Down to Business radio show. The show is packed with ideas that will inspire as you search for best practices to grow your business. Whether you are an experienced entrepreneur or just learning the ropes, Get Down to Business will tackle the issues affecting your everyday work life. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR. Exceptional workplace, exceptional people. Listen each week to Get Down to Business with me, Shalom Klein. Heard Sunday afternoons at 6 right here on AM 560.
Tune in every Saturday afternoon at 3 for the Money Hour Radio, brought to you by Pierre Shale Financial Group. Learn estate and tax planning strategies, choosing the right IRA, and the ever-important decision when to take Social Security benefits. When you have retirement in sight, sound decisions are critical. Tune in to the Money Hour Radio every Saturday afternoon at 3, right here on AM 560, brought to you by Pierre Shale Financial Group.
Advisor services offered through Pierre Shale Financial Group Incorporated. Pierre Shale Financial Group Incorporated is a registered independent investment advisor.
There once was a boy wizard whose name was Larry Smarter.
Larry, why weren't you in Professor Dinky Doodle's mythical creature classification class?
Well, I'm taking Algebra 2 in a foreign language.
Oh, so you can talk to unicorns?
Not exactly, unless they're French.
Larry wanted to go to college, so he visited knowhowtogo.org to find the classes he really needed. Getting into college doesn't happen magically. Learn more at knowhowtogo.org.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
AM 560, The Answer.
Pouring through Mayor Rah Emanuel's emails that he decided to release to end his pending litigation with the Better Government Association. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. Let's go to Patty, who joins us from the Northwest Side. Good morning, Patty. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for taking my call, and Merry Christmas to both of you. And
Merry
everybody on the
Christmas.
show. Thank you. My question is, okay, now these liberals nationally, they have gone completely, they're still having a mental breakdown over the Russian hack, over the DNC emails. Hillary is a bogus, private server, blah, blah, blah. Every excuse why Trump's not our president. Now, Rah Emanuel, who's clearly in bed with Obama, always has been. The crooked Clintons. This is what the Democratic Party. These are their representation. So now, is there going to be a meltdown for Rahm, or now are they going to show their hand locally, or are they going to just ignore nationally that they're outraged, but locally, oh well, that's just how it's done.
Well, there's nothing from what I'm. Thank you, Patty, for the phone call. From what I'm seeing, there's nothing nefarious going on. I mean, it's just. Well, it's incestual. The media and the politicians are in bed together.
Well,
what else is new?
You know what the thing is that in the entire 2016 campaign was instructive because the public, while it might suspect that these kinds of things occur, finally actually found out, especially through WikiLeaks, how much Donna Brazile was involved in this, how people that work for the New York Times were getting Hillary Clinton's approval for stories. So this is just a mini version of that kind of thing.
And you seem upset about Mika Brzezinski's email to Rah Emanuel. I have to read this because I know you can't because you're old, you can't see. But I can read this.
Small. Yeah.
Dear Ram, apparently my mother's sculpture has been crossed off the Chicago Parks Department shortlist! ! This is disappointing news. All of this happened after a visit by Mike Kelly to her studio, a trip by her publicist to meet with Mike, blah, 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 and survey the space available in the city, all the while receiving reassuring signs that the project would go through. Lack of funding is not an excuse, as we both know there are avenues to secure money. Big, bold letters. Could you please help put this train back on the tracks for me so she can take advantage of the momentum currently building up around her work? This week, we had a wonderful ribbon cutting for her monument, bronze something. Couldn't you see a piece like this along your trails? Hoping you can do something.
Can I,
Mika.
I have a suggestion. I mean, you're the boss. I have a suggestion. You're the boss.
What?
Of this show. I say we, do an audible. We spend the rest of this morning, even if it takes us getting...
Even if we have to go into Mike Gallagher's show?
Mike Gallagher, especially. Even if we have to jettison that song that we're going to sing at the end.
Oh, no.
All right, we keep that. We spend the entire episode, and this would be cathartic for us because we both were exiled by NBC. If we get Mika fired, let's get Mika fired by NBC. Let's call up Frank Whitaker
at NBC right now. I'm sure her bosses are going to see this.
Oh, but they'll smooth it over because she's not Billy Bush. He did. She didn't do something
use
as
any
heinous.
Vulgar language.
Right,
No.
11 years
She
ago.
didn't talk about anybody's anatomy, Bruce.
Right.
She's just trying to get her mom's artwork displayed in Chicago.
Let's grab her by her email right here. And
oh, you want to start a movement to get Mika fired?
Yeah, let's get Mika fired by the end of the show.
Okay.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
As the weather gets colder, you can't help but dream about spring and the warmer times of the year. Sure, the holidays are great, but another Chicago winter? Now is the time to look forward to and plan your warm weather special events like golf outings and weddings at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. Make wonderful memories. Enjoy the beautiful outdoor setting overlooking fountains and a lake. The perfect intimate atmosphere for your special day. The Bolingbrook Golf Club can accommodate 8 to 800 guests any time of the year, but spring and summer book fast. Go online now. BolingbrookGolfClub.com. Book your 2017 wedding or golf outing and receive 5 days and 4 nights at the Grand Mayan in Nuevo Vallarta or Puerto Vallarta with a master room and 2 rounds of golf at the Jack Nicklaus Design Course from Vedanta Resorts. Package includes hotel stay only and does not include airfare, ground transportation, or food and beverage, and is valued at $1,300. Restrictions apply. Speak with sales team for details. Log on to BolingbrookGolfClub.com and start planning. The Bolingbrook Golf Club, exceeding your expectations since 2002.
ChicagoRadioDeals.com saves you money so you'll have room for improvement, home improvement. The Grout Medic is offering shower touch-ups for only $110 to make your shower and tub area look like new again. This is a steam cleaning and sanitizing process on all your tile surfaces. The Grout Medic will reseal your grout, hand buff the tiles, and replace the caulk. That's a $250 retail value. And wait till you see the before and after results. That's a picture you can post on your Instagram. Also from, as a matter of fact, I don't have Instagram yet, but I think the first time I get it, I'm gonna show the before and after of the grout that I have. Also from, thank you for look at the grout. Also from the Grout Medic is a clean and color seal floor cleaning. This includes steam cleaning your grout, washing tiles, and applying a color sealer to match. This process also normally retails for $250, but is only $110 on ChicagoRadioDeals.com. So make your way to ChicagoRadioDeals.com for huge savings on air duct cleaning and dryer vent cleaning from Royal Air, certificates to Addison Supply, and more at ChicagoRadioDeals.com.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, the votes are in and history is made. We'll explain, but first into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Amy and Bruce, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Anyone heading to an airport today? Make sure you've packed a little extra patience, because today and Friday expected to be the busiest days for airports this holiday season. Boeing CEO promising to build a replacement for Air Force One for less than $4 billion. Dennis Muhlenberg saying he gave the president-elect his personal commitment to keep costs down for the presidential Boeing 747. North Carolina lawmakers end their special session without a repeal of the state's bathroom bill. The incoming governor of North Carolina is disappointed.
I'm disappointed that we have yet to remove the stain on the reputation of our great state that is around this country and around the world.
The General Assembly in North Carolina adjourning without passing a motion to repeal House Bill 2. A member of an historically African-American church in Mississippi is accused of setting that church on fire and writing "Vote Trump" on the wall. It's an investigation by the Mississippi State Police, who arrested Andrew McClinton Wednesday, charging him with arson. The fire destroyed most of the historic Hopewell Missionary Baptist Church in Greenville 1 week before the presidential election. Uber is pulling its driverless cars off California streets and roads because the state is saying they will revoke those cars' registrations. 4 people, including a Chicago police officer, are hurt following a 4-vehicle crash on the city's near north side this morning. The city of Chicago has released thousands of email messages from Mayor Rah Emanuel's personal accounts as part of a legal settlement with a government watchdog organization. Cook County judge is acquitting a Chicago police officer for firing his gun to scare off a suburban officer who tried to stop him for erratic driving 2 years ago. The judge dismissing charges against Officer John Gorman. And authorities say they've identified more children allegedly abused by a gymnastics instructor, Joseph Hannon of Sycamore, who taught at the Enter Gym. The 21-year-old has been in custody since December 7, when he was arrested on charges that he abused a 9-year-old girl during an open gym session. Wizards over the Bulls, 107-97 last night. Fighting Illini over Missouri in the bragging rights game, 75-66. The news service of American Express open. Business cards from American Express can help cover the big purchases you need to make when you need to make them. Find out how American Express open cards and services can help prepare you for growth at open.com. 5:35 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
For me, it never has been about Trump.
The Joe Walsh Show.
For me, it's about the ideas, it's about the issues, it's about the movement. Go ahead and cut whatever deal you want, but when it comes to people in this country illegally, you ran your campaign, sir, on that issue. You can't walk that back.
The Joe Walsh Show. Weeknights starting at 5. Right after Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
If your family loves the great outdoors, there's only one place to go for last-minute gifts. Cabela's Christmas Sale. Find everything you need to finish their list at Cabela's in Hoffman Estates.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Harris-Nuon of Dr. Amy & Associates and the Center for Integrative Health and Wellness. I want to get you thinking about how powerful your mind is. Our show, Mind Over Matters, will challenge you to think differently about your relationships, happiness, health, and prosperity. Listen each week as we discuss how to blend traditional and holistic health and wellness strategies to live your best life.
Tune in Sunday nights at 9 for Mind Over Matters, your show for body, mind, and spirit, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
The real estate market can be tricky to navigate. The only edge to help you get ahead is knowledge and experience, and Real Estate Revealed is that edge. Heard Sunday mornings at 8 and hosted by Randy Marcella. Real Estate Revealed uncovers truths about the real estate market with an entire team of experts. Their real estate power allows them to present their experiences to benefit you before your next transaction. Real Estate Revealed, Sunday mornings at 8 on AM 560, The Answer.
5:37. Let's check the roads in our AM 560 traffic center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. We see no delays right now on the Edens for the Kennedy. Eisenhower getting a little bit congested past Wolf Road. Inbound Stevenson has a little bit of slow traffic, Cicero to Pulaski, just a 1-minute delay. On Ryan, slow starting around 35th. It's 21 minutes, 95th to downtown. Express lane delay started Pershing. Mission 4, there's a 4-minute delay, 111th to the merge. The other expressways and tollways look good. Traffic as a service of Accountemps. You know what you should be making? Visit accountemps.com/salary center to see salaries for more than 400 accounting and finance jobs where you live. It's your go-to source for accounting and finance salary information. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center, providing the right climate for business since 1935. Clouds will give way to sun, high 35, increasing clouds and 21 overnight. Rain and snow tomorrow. We tabulate that right up to 1 to 2 inches of snow could fall in the afternoon, high 35. 36 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continue next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the M.J. Miller & Company Holiday Catalog. Your perfect gift this Christmas is at M.J. Miller Jewelers in downtown Barrington.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro. Answer line 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment on our text line. Bruce Wolf filling in for Dan Proft. And what a busy morning it is when you have 2,700 pages of emails to plow through. Rah Emanuel's emails.
I'm on page 3 right now. I stopped with the Mika one from MSNBC, where she tried to use clout with Rahm. Clear violation of ethics. I mean, I'd like to hear her side of the story. Let's put her. Let's call her up. You know.
Well, explain to us how that's a clear violation of journalistic ethics, because I don't really know there is, because I've looked in books. What is journalistic ethics?
Well, you don't try to use clout. You're supposed to report on things objectively and fairly, and you don't try to get favors from politicians. From what I read right here, and I'm willing to hear all sides of the story, she sent an email to Rah Emanuel on behalf of her mother, who was a sculptor, to try to fast track or get through the red tape of a situation where her mother's sculptures were not being used. You don't try to use your influence to get something for a relative or anybody for that matter, you're supposed to be reporting on things. Now all of a sudden she's going to make a deal with Rah Emanuel to help her mother. What's the next time
Well, her
she has
mom
to
was
interview?
on the list.
Well, when's the next time she has to interview Rah Emanuel about something? She's going to softball it or do it. You don't do
It
favors.
will affect the interview because
You do
she's
not-
upset here, like in bold letters. Could you please put this train back on the tracks for me so she can take advantage of the momentum currently building up around her artwork?
It's.
I mean,
to
the
me,
language, the
to
tone
me,
is.
that is a clear violation of ethics. I mean, if I were Carol Marine right now, I would resign from the National Broadcasting Company, and not even want to work there anymore, and I'd throw my undeserved Peabody Award that I got down the toilet.
Well, Hermine Hartman.
Hermione.
Hermione?
I think it's
No, I don't
Hermione.
think it's her. It's
How do you spell it?
Hermene. I was on a few
MENE.
panels.
Okay, that's-
Hermine.
okay.
She's in Indigo Magazine, the editor.
Okay.
I've been on a few panels with her. Lovely lady. She, when the last CEO of CPS left, Barbara Bird Bennett.
Barbara Bennett.
She's going to be going to jail soon.
Barbara
Wow,
Bird Bennett.
didn't see that coming. She wrote an email to the mayor. Dear Mr. Mayor, bravo and congratulations to you. I visited the Riverwalk on Sunday. How lovely. Feels like you're in Europe. That's nice. So I have suggestions and ideas for you, realizing the challenges you are having at CPS, and I can help. And she lists some people, some experienced educators that she's recommending. Dr. Wayne Watson. Dr. Wayne Watson. Wow.
What's he a doctor of?
Well, PhD.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Yeah. Not a
medical
not
doctor.
a medical doctor, dear.
I could
PhD. Press here, dummy. No, he's Dr. Wayne Watson. He's accomplished. He was in charge of the city colleges, and then he went on to be the president of Chicago State University, which was
Chicago State University.
not doing so good. So she just wrote that he's experienced.
I think we were on It's Academic when I was at Oakview Junior High with Chicago State University, and I think we beat them. Go ahead.
It's a D2 school, right? And then another person she suggested is Dr. Davis. He's from the south suburbs, and she said they would both be excellent as superintendents. Neither of them, this is how she ended it, neither of them know of my suggestions to you. Your thoughts? Question mark.
Well, I mean, that's questionable, too, because, I mean, what are you doing,
As a
behind
editor of Indigo Magazine.
What's Indigo, though? I mean, what is that? Is that a fashion magazine?
No, it's
What is it?
It's.
I've heard of it. I profess my ignorance.
She's
on that.
publisher of Indigo Magazine.
Yeah, what is it? What do they deal in?
It's a magazine. I don't know.
But I mean, again, it's compromising.
It's catered toward the African American communities. Indigo Magazine.
Right, but how is it catered? When publishers do certain things, that's a gray area. Or general managers of TV stations and radio stations, that's a gray area. But a reporter, why would you be in reporting? I mean, it's not like the rewards are that great monetarily for most people. You may as well be honest. I mean, and to compromise your integrity, that's all you got by trying to use your clout with somebody is ridiculous. But and of course, Rahm, I don't blame him. He's a politician. He's trying to circumvent the Freedom of Information Act. I mean, he did it in the Laquan McDonald case. If it weren't for those two freelancers,
Why are you so hell bent on the Laquan McDonald
because those
case?
were two freelancers who
Right.
did that. Not for them.
I'm glad the Laquan McDonald tape didn't come out.
Why?
Right after it happened.
No, it should have come.
Because we would have had huge rioting here. They did it to protect the people.
No. That's the problem. When the government does something to protect the people.
There was an investigation going on.
Look. Those videos were coming out all over the country. They sat on that video for 14
Dang
months.
right they did.
And they shouldn't
Darn
have.
right they
And
did.
should
I
not
love
have.
that they did that.
No, they should not.
All right, let's go back to the email scandal. Jordan from Forest Park. Good morning, Jordan. How are you?
Yes. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
Hey, Bruce. Nice to hear you. Nice to hear you on the radio,
Thank
even
you.
though it's only for a few days.
Thank you.
Hey, I think there's some entertainment value that come out of these emails. I particularly like the story about multi-billionaire Ken Griffin, and he had a little bike accident when he hit a speed bump, and he sent an email complaining about the $10,000 worth of damage on his bike. And I thought, wow, I kind of wonder what would have happened if he totaled the bike. How
Now,
much
I'm a
would that
cyclist,
bill?
and his bike is worth
His
more than
bike, yeah, his bike,
$10,000.
Yeah, he wanted Emanuel to paint the speed bumps white so he could see them. And Emanuel says, I'll look into it. So, he's preoccupied with the multi-billionaires requests for speed bump, painting them white. That's
Well-
more important than some of the other issues.
On a follow-up issue, that same man you're talking about, he just donated $12 to $15 million to the city of Chicago to separate the bike lanes from the jogging path on Lakeshore Drive.
Well, that's what's
along
Yeah,
Lakeshore Drive.
I was after I heard that story, I thought we should enroll his kids in the Chicago school system, and then maybe he'll donate $12 billion to fix that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Jordan. I
How,
like the
how
way
is
you
a bicycle worth $10,000?
That's I'm a cyclist and we're into triathlons and my bike is worth more than my car, but it's not worth $10,000. I bought a used minivan with all the bells and whistles. I mean, what could go wrong? For a lot less than $10,000.
A tenth. So, I mean, God forbid that you should,
Oof.
bump into Ken Griffin when you're driving your car.
Do you think Ken Griffin would want to adopt me? Let's go to Jim, who joins us from Crown Point. Good morning, Jim.
Yeah, I used to live in Illinois. I got out. I worked for a guy. He owned a company, and he was supposed to bid every year on his contract. He didn't even bother, and everybody would bid. He'd get it. But what he would do is he'd give us all these fundraiser tickets. We'd have to sell them, everything, and we would canvass. This guy never worried about, this is Chicago. I mean, this is mild compared to, what goes on. I'm desensitized. And yesterday you were talking about manufacturing and Trump. If the tax rate goes down to 15%, I'll go back into business again. I had a business that grossed $1 million. My profit margin was 15%, so I made $150,000 a year. The taxes got so bad, I was in the negative. So I'm working for $50,000 and I'm saving money.
Exactly. It didn't even pay to be an entrepreneur. So
No,
yeah, it would be good to do that. But on the other hand, Trump might force you to keep employees that you don't want to keep. So you're going to have to take the good with the bad, I guess.
Well, I had 10, and I could have employed more, but the more I employed, the more I got taxed.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And that's why many people are moving out of Illinois.
Jim,
If it goes the other way, you will not believe the businesses.
I get it. Jim, can we count on you for buying $5,000 worth of tickets to Rahm's annual ball? It might be worth it to you. I'm just saying.
There was 8 of us that worked. We raised way more than $5,000, my friend.
All right. How much did you raise?
$75,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
Good going. Thanks,
All right.
Jim.
Thanks, Jim, for the phone call.
I'm not proud of it. That's why I'm in Indiana.
Hey, I get it.
Thanks, Jim.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. On AM 560. The Answer.
Forecast for today feels balmy out there. 37 degrees right now. How high are we going to go?
How high is it? Today, clouds giving way to some sun, high of 35. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 21. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, showers or rain and snow in the afternoon, high 35. Low tomorrow night, 30. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 34. Low Saturday night, 28. Now it's time for the check of traffic. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Amy. On Northwest Indiana right now, the traffic's better than it is here, too. Although right now, general pretty mild on the expressways and tollways. The Edens and the Kennedy are just fine. The Eisenhower, a little heavy. Des Plaines Avenue to Harlem. It's about 30 to 31 minutes. Thorndale to downtown. That about fine at 29. Stevenson delays, Harlem to Kedzie. It is 37 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. There is midday work again planned today on Lakeshore Drive at the Stevenson and King Drive. There will be some ramp closures and restrictions. The Ryan, 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 20 minutes, 80-94 to the Ryan. The other expressways and tollways right now look good. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560 Traffic Center.
Hi, it's Amy Jacobson and Dan Proft here from Chicago's Morning Answer.
We're partnering with Food for the Poor to help raise money to provide food and water to impoverished children and families in Haiti and Guatemala. As you probably know, when Hurricane Matthew rolled through Haiti a few months ago, it decimated a country that was already the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. The need right now is overwhelming.
Food for the Poor is one of America's largest and most trusted charities. Since 1982, they've been helping the poorest of the poor by directing resources directly to those in the greatest need. And 95 cents of every dollar they receive goes directly to the field, helping children and families.
Here's how you can help. A donation of $50 will provide food for a year and water for life for a child in Haiti. $50. That's all it takes to change a life.
To make that gift this Christmas season, just call 855-880-3663. That's 855-880-3663, or go online and visit 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword food.
We're here reporting live from Santa's workshop. Santa, thanks for taking time in the busiest season of the year.
Oh, we stay busy all year round.
How do you stay so busy without getting sick?
That's easy. My elves and I take balance of nature.
Balance of nature? What's that?
Using the magic of modern technology, Balance of Nature has taken whole fruits and vegetables and stuffed them into little capsules.
And they keep you healthy?
Works for me. What do you think, Gimbal?
Well, I take it, and I haven't had a sick day in over 3,000 years.
So make sure to stuff your stockings with Balance of Nature fruits and veggies.
There you have it from the man himself. Stuff your stockings with Balance of Nature fruits and veggies to stay healthy all year round. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
Have a Merry Christmas and a healthy New Year.
Change in the market shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. In fact, since World War II, we've seen a correction on average about once every 18 months. That's why Arlington Capital Management developed proprietary tools that help them to see what's beyond your investment horizon. Like an experienced ship captain uses tools to avoid stormy weather, Arlington Capital Management uses tools to guide you through market corrections before it's too late and help us decide when to capitalize on opportunity. Call Arlington Capital Management today at 855-471-5796 to learn how their active management systems can help you. Each day, they actively explore the market, our economy, and all the variables that affect your investments. Stormy markets never cloud their vision. The professionals at Arlington Capital Management use their tools and experience to guide them. Call Arlington Capital Management today at 855-471-5796 for a financial review. The number again is 855-471-5796 or learn more at arlington-capital.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Go sing it, come on.
You don't know me, but I'm your brother.
So here, this one hello?
Excuse me.
Come
Just
back
pulled my
to me,
groin.
Bruce. Come back to me, Bruce. So you were talking about Laquan McDonald tape. Well, after the release of the dash cam video, Alderman Joe Moore, 49th Ward, wrote to the mayor praising his administration's meaningful progress toward greater police accountability. Quote, "It's been a rough few days watching the media kick the blank out of you, especially when I know the cover-up narrative is completely untrue."
Right.
And Emanuel wrote back, "Okay, thanks." That was the right bit. Okay, thanks.
This is
That's
one
it.
of the emails that came out.
On a lighter note, Emanuel wrote to Cubs owner Tom Ricketts in the fall of 2015 saying, "Congratulations to you all on Chris Bryant being named National League Rookie of the Year." Ricketts responded, "Thanks. Now we need Jake Arrieta to bring the Cy Young Award," which he soon did win, by the way.
Well, I would
That's
like
funny.
I would like, an email from Ricketts saying, "Please explain tell me if you know what the infield fly rule is, Rom." And Rom not knowing it. What are you talking about? I'm a ballet dancer.
He's a ballet dancer.
Yes.
312-642-5600 is our number. We're pouring through the 2,700 pages of Rahm Emanuel's emails. Many were sent on a Gmail account, but he also had another account, some RahmEmanuel.com account too.
Well, it's RahmEmail.com. Now, does that still exist?
I don't know. Try to send him an email right now. He said, "Hi, it's Bruce. I'm part of the tribe. Can
Hi.
you call us? 312-642-5600.
I think you're a little pisher.
Well, that's not going to get him to call in if you say, "I think you're trash."
Okay.
You might want to work on that message. All right, let's go to Dave, who joins us from Racine. Good morning, Dave.
Greetings and salutations.
Hello.
Back at you.
Hello. A couple of questions on the for the Fire Brzezinski campaign.
Yes.
One, did was the statue that her mother made, was it put up? And if so, how much did it cost?
No, it wasn't put up. That's the thing. It wasn't put up. She was on the short list, and then she got knocked off the short list. And so the purpose of the email was to get her mom's artwork put back up in City Hall.
But Dave is asking, did this work now? Did this email that Mika of MSNBC, we're talking about one of the emails that were disclosed because through, I guess this is a settlement or whatever between the BGA and
in the mayor's office.
Mayor Emanuel, because he tried to circumvent the Freedom of Information Act.
If it did, how much would it have cost? Because then you could point out all the things that could have been purchased by the city of Chicago, like maybe bulletproof vests for cops or food for kids or coats or whatever, helping one of the points that was always brought up during the height of the space program is how many poor people could have been fed with the cost of one of these things. How many poor people could have been fed for the cost of the various bribes and things like that.
All right. Thanks, Dave, for the phone call.
Thank you.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Hello, Chicago. This is Chris Crum, host of Power Trading Radio. Online Trading Academy, the world's most trusted name in trader and investor education, is offering a series of convenient and proven workshops on trading and investing in the financial markets right here in Chicago next week. Hey, these powerful, comprehensive, and proven 3-hour workshops will teach you about the common mistakes that traders and investors make. We'll show you how we time the markets with a great degree of accuracy, and we'll teach you how to apply a simple rule-based trading and investing strategy, and you can apply it to your trading account if you want to replace or supplement your income, or to your long-term investments to create wealth over time. It's a $500 value, but if you're one of the next 5 callers to call 888-984-TRADE, you'll get it absolutely free. I'm also going to throw in a Wealth Builder Active Investor computer-based training course for those who attend. That's 888-984-TRADE, 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 or check us out on the web at tradingacademy.com.
Hey, Dan Proft here. Gentlemen, this time of year can be exhausting and stressful, but if you feel a lack of energy or motivation, no matter what time of year, it's time to get your testosterone levels checked. Stress is associated with low testosterone and can worsen symptoms like fatigue, trouble sleeping, and can affect your mood. I personally recommend going to Low T Center. They make it easy. You walk in, you take a simple blood test, and with the convenience of their on-site lab, you'll know your results in about 20 minutes. So if you're drinking coffee or energy drinks just to get you through the day, or if you always feel like you need a nap after lunch, you may have low T. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, raise your cholesterol, and cause weight gain. Low T Center accepts most health insurance and has flexible hours, including Saturdays. So don't hesitate to find out what your number is. I'm sure glad I did. Call my friends at Low T Center today and tell them Dan Proft sent you. The number is 630-409-4305. Call 630-409-4305. Again, the number 630-409-4305, or go to lowtcenter.com.
Hey, you've heard how Automated Systems excels at assisting companies with systems integration and FDA compliance, but they're also a staffing leader. They supply handpicked elite leadership, subject matter experts, and proven technical professionals in engineering, quality control, and FDA compliance to support the life sciences field in executing mission-critical projects. ASI provides highly specialized pros to deliver projects on time and budget. Don't pay a lot more to a big consulting firm, and don't trust the big temp agencies to supply the talent you need. Call Laz, my friend Laz at Automated Systems, when failure isn't an option. ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life sciences companies, from big pharma to startups, and excel through a culture of excellence in execution. For a staffing, compliance, or automation evaluation, call Laz now at Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit AutomatedSYS.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or AutomatedSYS.com.
It's that wonderful time of the year when you get to reconnect with family and friends, to celebrate, catch up, and have fun. At Augustino's Rock and Roll Deli, they call that FaceTime. And whether it's around your table or theirs, Augie's has been helping families and friends celebrate this busy and exciting season with great food at a great price for almost 40 years. Dine on fresh-made signature subs, hefty and fully loaded with the highest quality meats and cheeses. Or try the homemade Italian beef sandwiches, hand-rolled meatballs, burgers, pizza, and fresh salads. Eat in surrounded by authentic rock and roll memorabilia and enjoy the soundtrack of your glory days. Or pick up and go. Augie's offers fast, fresh, affordable food designed to make your special time with family and friends simple and easy. Augustino's Rock and Roll Deli in Carroll Stream or West Chicago. Get your party started now. Check out the extensive holiday catering menu at Augie's at augustinos.com and make FaceTime happen with Augustino's Rock and Roll Deli.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, Mayor Rah Emanuel's emails are released, and 2 Illinois politicians need help. We'll explain, but here's Mike Scott first.
Amy and Bruce, or Rah Emanuel releases those emails, we'll get reaction. WIND Chicago News Time is 6.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. They're shopping again at that Berlin Christmas market. Concrete blocks now in place to prevent another attack like Monday's when a terrorist trucker drove into the crowd, killing 12, injuring dozens. 2 of them, we've just learned, are Americans. A more than $100,000 reward's now offered to find the suspect.
The man who is most widely known as 24-year-old Anis Amri had 6 aliases and untold fake documents, and even told authorities over the years that he had different nationalities. And when Germany finally managed to complete the legal process to have him deported over the summer, they couldn't, because they didn't have valid travel documents for him, and Tunisia wasn't even sure that he was one of their own. And his looks changed dramatically, as evidenced in the different photos circulating of him.
Fox's Amy Kellogg. German media reports his fingerprints have been found on the truck. Security's tighter around Christmas markets in the U.S., while President-elect Trump reacts again to that German attack. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, the president-elect spoke to reporters outside his Palm Beach home, calling the onslaught on the Berlin Christmas market an attack on humanity. He was asked whether the attack would impact his immigration policies.
Hey, you know my plans all along, and I've been proven to be right, 100% correct. What's happening is disgraceful.
Mr. Trump received the presidential daily briefing yesterday, and his transition team says he's also getting intelligence briefings from his national security team. Dave?
Rachel, 12 people still missing near Mexico City after explosions rocked a fireworks market. The number dead's up to 33. North Carolina's governor-elect Democrat Roy Cooper is angry at Republicans after an attempt to repeal the so-called bathroom law failed in special session.
They didn't have the guts to put the bill out on the floor by itself for a vote.
Republicans blame Democrats for blocking a moratorium on cities enacting ordinances like the one just repealed in Charlotte, letting transgender people use the bathrooms of the gender they identify with. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Skies are cloudy. We have 34 degrees at 6:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. 4 people, including a Chicago police officer, are hurt following a 4-vehicle crash on the city's near north side. It happened early this morning near West Division and Orleans. Closing arguments ending in this largest street gang trial in recent Chicago history. Jurors were handed the case Wednesday at the Dirksen Federal Building after more than 3 months of testimony in the Hobos trial. Closing arguments lasted 4 days. The city of Chicago releasing thousands of email messages from Rah Emanuel's personal email accounts as part of a legal settlement with the BGA, as AM 560's David Stewart reports.
The Better Government Association says Mayor Emanuel's agreed to release all of his private emails related to city business and to begin a new policy banning city employees from using private email accounts for official city business. It's the culmination of a year-long legal fight pitting the BGA and the Chicago Tribune against Emanuel. News organizations immediately began to analyze the emails, looking for any relating to hot-button issues, including the handling of the video from the Laquan McDonald police shooting. Some emails may remain private because of legal exemptions. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
Chicago Police Department has stationed 2 large vehicles just outside the downtown Christkindl market to act as barriers to try and prevent the kind of deadly truck attack that happened in Germany this week. Chicago's police chief says his department will attack a code of silence by making it easier for officers to report police misconduct and making it tougher, according to Superintendent Eddie Johnson, on those who harass those who do come forward. An investigation is underway after a man was shot to death in South Suburban Midlothian. Darius Minter was gunned down in a vehicle yesterday while waiting to drive to work at near 147th and Spaulding. A man faces aggravated DUI charges following a crash in Posen that killed 3. Wesley Rogers was driving a vehicle that slammed into several parked cars near 143rd and Harrison. A judge in Detroit moves a January trial to May in the case of a Chicago Palestinian activist who didn't disclose her time in an Israeli prison when she received U.S. citizenship. Federal Judge Gershwin Drain granted that extension, sought by lawyers for Razmia Oda. The government now wants to present evidence that she was affiliated with terrorists for decades. Wizards rally past the Bulls, fighting Illini winners over Missouri in the bragging rights game. And at 6:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager says it's hard to undo the damage from the left.
Many people on the left really do believe what they believe. There is a sincerity of belief. The truth is, it's a big part of the problem. So it's very, very difficult to undo the damage of beliefs that are utterly false.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. See website for details.
Need some extra cash today? Do you have bad credit or maxed out credit cards? If so, turn your radio up. 35cash.com is one of the nation's largest personal loan networks with over 50 different lenders. Now you can get a personal loan for up to $5,000 with any type of credit discreetly from your computer or smartphone and with no paperwork to send in. That's right, no paperwork whatsoever. Your cash will hit your bank account as soon as tomorrow, as our lenders have millions of dollars to lend regardless of your credit history. Visit 35cash.com and you can have up to $5,000 in no time. Just have a checking account and a regular source of income, and you can get the loan you need now, regardless of your credit. Go to 35cash.com from your smartphone or computer to get the cash you need. Visit 35cash.com. Type www.35cash.com directly into the address bar. That's 35cash.com. 35cash.com.
It is 6:06 in Chicago. Let's get an update on the roads in our AM 560 traffic center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the inbound Kennedy, we're seeing slow traffic out of the River Road toll to Cumberland. 21 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound fine at 20. Edens for now is delay-free. On Eisenhower slow, 25th Avenue to 1st Avenue. 31 minutes, Thorndale to the post office downtown. Outbound fine at 29. On Stevenson, slow Harlem to Kedzie. 38 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound it's good. Ryan has delays 79th to 71st and 47th Burn Circle. 24 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57 good. Bishop Ford inbound at 103rd. Got to stall in the left lane. 25 minutes, 80-94 to the Ryan. Tollways are good. Traffic service of American Express open. Business cards from American Express can help cover the big purchases you need to make when you need to make them. Find out how American Express open cards and services can help prepare you for growth at open.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. It's a service of Sprint this holiday season. Switch to Sprint and learn how you can give yourself the gift of unlimited with Sprint's Unlimited Freedom Plan. Call 800-SPRINT-1 today. Happy holidays to you and your family from Sprint. Let's get an update on the forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Some sun today, high 35. Clouds increase at night, low 22. Mostly cloudy with a couple of afternoon showers of rain or snow tomorrow, high 34. And mostly cloudy through the night, low 30. Partial sunshine for Saturday, high 35. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
36 at O'Hare. Next news at 6:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Alpha Wealth Group, bringing the trilogy of estate, tax, and investment planning together. Visit alphawealthgroup.com for a free report.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good Thursday morning. Amy Jacobson, Bruce Wolf here in for Dan Proft on this busy day. We're pouring through the 2,700 pages of emails that were released yesterday because Rah Emanuel's office released them. They settled an issue with Better Government Association. They had sued them under the Freedom of Information Act to get the emails. And then yesterday, there was an email dump. 3/4 of the emails released were incoming emails into the mayor's office. And of course, I question, as always, the timing of this. Wow, right before everyone shuts down for the end of the year. Everyone goes on vacation. CPS, done tomorrow, last day tomorrow. I mean, the timing is just perfect, right? Yeah. When people tune out because they want to take a break from life. They don't want to know what's going on in the world. They just want to relax and enjoy their holidays. So
fortunately,
really, way to nail it, Rah Emanuel, on the timing. Couldn't be better.
Fortunately, we are still here.
Yes,
ever
we
vigilant.
Are. Yes, and going through the email. And your point of contention with the emails is this Mika Brzezinski.
Well,
now you're going to start a movement to try and get her fired. 312-642-5600 because of the email that she wrote to Mayor Emanuel regarding her mother.
Now, of course, the threshold question, of course, is who is Mika Brzezinski?
No, she's the host on Morning Joe on MSNBC.
Look, the National Broadcasting Company has had a really bad last few years with Brian Williams, with other things. Bears repeating Brian Williams about 3 times. She's a journalist. She's not supposed to try to use clout with the mayor of the city of Chicago. And and I got this, thank goodness for Robert Feeder, okay, because I wouldn't have seen this. I wouldn't have poured through 2,700 emails. Robert Feeder doing one hell of a job on this. He finds this email, because he's devoted to the media.
Right.
And he finds this email from Mika Brzezinski, the co-host of MSNBC's Morning Joe, somebody that we rely on for news, for unbiased news, for not to be compromised like, a whore like George Stephanopoulos is when he interviews Hillary Clinton and doesn't disclose that he has donated money to the Clinton Foundation. No, we count on Mika. This is the legacy of the Huntley-Brinkley report. John Chancellor, Sander Van Oker. Need I say more?
Well, let's read this
the
email.
Peacock. All right, she sends an email to Rah Emanuel to help. She was seeking him to help him intervene for her with the Chicago Park District on behalf of her mother, who happens to be a sculptor.
Yeah, she's a monumental wood sculptor, and she wanted her mother's artwork to be displayed at a Chicago Park District or at City Hall. So she wrote, apparently my mother's sculpture has been crossed off the list. This is disappointing news. All of this happened after a visit by Mike Kelly to her studio, a trip by her publicist to meet these people and survey the spaces available in the city, all the while receiving reassuring signs that this project would go through. Lack of funding is not an excuse, as we both know there are avenues to secure money. Wow. Bold letters. Ready? Could you please help put this train back on the tracks for me so she can take advantage of so you can take advantage of the momentum currently building up around her work. This week we had a wonderful ribbon cutting for her monumental bronze statue, blah, blah, blah. Could you see a piece like this along your trails? Hoping you can do something, Mika.
Mika, you're fired. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, I'd love to see any evidence.
So she's using her. Well, we don't know what her contract says.
Doesn't matter what her contract is.
No,
I know what NBC policy is. I worked for NBC.
Yeah.
No news
so did I, longer than you did.
No,
we're gonna go down that.
You did.
But I mean,
I was there more recently.
There's a character. There's a character clause. Is this in violation of her character clause?
No, this is in violation.
Because she's using her position of power to persuade a politician to display her mother's artwork. What could go wrong?
She covers politicians. She's not supposed to use clout with the mayor of the city of Chicago. It's a textbook example of corruption by the media, and if she is not fired by the time this show is over this morning, you and I are going to protest outside the NBC tower with the Reverend Jesse Jackson, Robert Feeder, any other Jacobsons we can find, Walter Jacobson. Anybody that we can find. I know Mike Scott will join us.
Yeah, 312.
Ron Majors,
and
who's
everyone
excommunicated, because Jerry Springer will join us in marching against NBC.
And everyone at Medill School of Journalism at Northwestern.
That's the Medill School of Spin. You got to be an idiot to go there for $75,000 a year.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. And there's also an email from Ray LaHood.
Which is French for Ray the Hood.
Yes, Ram, all in capitals. Ram, I am on Uber advisory board. Uber folks asked me to submit this as an op-ed to the Tribune. Obviously, I don't want to say or do anything to hurt or jeopardize you and your efforts. Any thoughts? Ray. So it's like people are kissing his butt. This makes me sick. I mean, all of these emails, people are, warming up to the mayor, Larry Wirt. Oh, look at the ratings are in for Chicago Fire.
Who is Larry
Hi,
Wirt?
Mayor. Hi. I just wanted to share with you last night's ratings for our new show, Chicago Fire. Take some credit. Smiley face. Great job.
Well, I don't mind. He was the general manager of Channel 5.
I know. And I love Larry. I do.
Yeah. I don't mind a general manager saying, because they got to grease the skids. I mean, but there is a conflict because you're supposedly covering these people as well.
But
the
as
more
a general
egregious
manager, you're
example-
not covering them. I mean,
Well,
that's,
but your news division is.
it is a show about Chicago. And his brother is an investor in Chicago Fire, Chicago Police. What other ones are there? Chicago ER room, Chicago. What other ones?
The Blues Brothers.
I mean, it goes on and on and on. But do you have any problem with, let's go back to this one, Bruce Dold, the editor-in-chief of the Chicago Tribune?
At the time, he was the editorial page editor. Now he is
Right.
the editor-in-chief of the Chicago Tribune, and I have to make full disclosure. I once offered Bruce Dold a job.
Okay.
At the Lerner newspapers years ago. Yes. He didn't take it. He was working for the Suburban Trib, and he was smart because look where he's wound up.
So among the exchanges released yesterday between Emanuel and Dold, Emanuel follows up on a conversation by sending Dold a link to a Wall Street Journal story. Dold tells him that his future son-in-law is going to work for Chicago Ventures. Hi, I'm glad to see it. My son-in-law is going to work for Chicago Ventures. Whenever it's convenient for you, I would like to finish the conversation.
Well, wait, so are you saying something nefarious is going on here? I don't know that. I mean, what's the communication between Dold and? You're not saying that Dold is trying to get some clout with Rah Emanuel, or he's just telling him a fact. He's not trying to do anything here. I'd have to look closer at this. You know, we've got 2,700 emails we're trying to pour through while we're on the air and practice this song that we're going to work on later. So there's a lot of plates spinning. I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay. Do you see something wrong with that?
Wolf Blitzer.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, Wolf Blitzer wants an interview with Rah Emanuel. Wrote a very nice email and then wrote love to the family.
Okay. I mean,
hi.
Look, that's all right. It's not
And
the
then,
worst thing.
great, who should my producer talk with you? Who should my producer talk with to work out the details? Thanks, Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's the problem in the media. Anytime you get access to a politician, it's a trade-off.
You do exchange pleasantries. Rah Emanuel, when
right.
my son was born, he sent me a teddy bear. Now we call it the Ram bear.
And that's why you're so light on him when it comes to the Laquan McDonald video.
I don't
You're easily
care.
bought.
No.
Yes.
The Laquan McDonald, that has been litigated in my mind, and that is just over with, even though the trial is coming up soon.
I'd like a petition, right?
And I'm on the side of the police officer in that one.
I'd like to petition for a rehearing on Rah Emanuel's culpability in not releasing the Laquan McDonald video. May I petition the court here for a rehearing, or are you just going to deny it summarily? Looks like you're going to deny it.
I think that certain people in certain people in positions of power make decisions on behalf of the citizens. And in the Laquan McDonald case, I think they were trying to protect us from full-blown rioting and destruction of property and possible deaths in the city of Chicago.
So in other words, Your Honor, what happened here was the paternalistic mayor of the city of Chicago wanted to protect the citizenry from itself because black people are not capable of digesting information. They must be protected from themselves here. They cannot take the information, see the video, and then come up with rational conclusions based on these videos.
Well, the police officer
That's
was
Jim
charged
Crowism.
with murder.
Ultimately,
Yes, and
14 months later, while videos were cropping up all over the country, and it just so happened, as John Cass highlighted several times, it just so happened that Rah Emanuel waited to get reelected in a very close election against Chuy Garcia, that this video came out afterwards. And it was only until these two freelance writers who didn't, ironically, you're talking about the Freedom of Information Act, they didn't take no for an answer like the NBC and 5 Investigates does.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up next, Governor Blagojevich wants to take another shot at getting his sentence reduced, and Aaron Schock has a motion filed on behalf of him. But first, here's a weather forecast for today.
Today, clouds giving way to some sun, high of 35. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 21. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, showers of rain and snow in the afternoon, high 35, low tomorrow night, 30. Now for a check of traffic, here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Bruce. Good morning. Morning, Amy. Kennedy inbound, heavy. River Road toll to Harlem, 22 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, outbound fine at 20. Edens is still looking good. About Eisenhower, it's slow 25th Avenue to Des Plaines Avenue. 31 minutes, Thorndale to downtown. Outbound 30. On Stevenson, delays are from Harlem to Kedzie. It is 40 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 5 to 34. Ryan, 27 minutes, 95th to downtown. It's slow 95th to 76th, and then 47th the rest of the way in. I-57 good. Bishop 4, 25 minutes, 80-94 to the Ryan. It's a stall at 103rd in the left lane. Tollways 5, no problems to report in Northwest Indiana. I'm Jim Talamonte in the AM 560 Traffic Center.
You know, the weather.
Hi, this is Dr. David Cole.
Okay, you know, the weather in Chicago is going to be terrible this year. The cold, the snow, the gray skies. But do you know where it'll be warm and sunny for the next 5 months? Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. That's where AM 560 The Answer is headed in 2017. Dan and Amy and the whole crew are going to be staying at the Secrets Cap Cana Resort and Spa. It's an unlimited luxury resort that just opened in November. It has 5 gourmet restaurants, 7 bars, serving unlimited premium drinks, and 24-hour room service. The resort has sparkling pools and access to pristine beaches. Join AM 560 The Answer in Punta Cana and have the vacation of a lifetime. Get more information and book your trip by visiting 560theanswer.com. Keyword passport. The price that Apple Vacations has secured for this trip is incredible and exclusive to AM 560 The Answer, so don't miss out. Visit 560theanswer.com, keyword passport.
Hi, this is Dr. David Kolbaba. So you get yourself one of those blood tests with all the poking and prodding. They're always looking for some kind of bad news. Most blood tests these days are very lacking, only screening you for the big, bad, and ugly diseases, and with you never really getting the good news, or even knowing what to do with the not-so-good news. So let me tell you about our dirt-cheap comprehensive blood test. First of all, we'll be testing a wide variety of different health factors, and not just the ugly few. And then we're going to sit down with you and strategize with all the we learned from your blood test findings. And I promise that you're going to know more about what you can do to help improve your health using a more natural, common sense approach. And for over 33 years, we've been very successful at setting people free from their toxic medications. It's our dirt cheap, comprehensive blood test. Call 800-794-1855. You can't get any cheaper than dirt cheap. That's 800-794-1855. Be sure to tune into Health Quest Radio with me, Dr. David Kolbaba, this Saturday morning at 11.
I'm Alice, owner of a growing company. Our entire business depends on our phones, so I was challenged when our phone service providers struggled to deliver our calls. Missed calls means lost revenue. I heard Innovative Networks helped AM 560, so I called. They provided an innovative solution that reinforced our phone infrastructure and enhanced call flow. I truly appreciate how comprehensive, diligent, and cost-effective Innovative Networks was in providing us a solution that scales as my business expands. They even replaced our outdated phone system and provided hands-on training to maximize our capabilities. Amazingly, it cost us nothing. I'm saving money and more focused on growing my business. I'm thrilled with Innovative Networks.
Follow Alice's lead and call Innovative Networks at 312-889-9090. They're A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. Call 312-889-9090 or visit go4inet.com. Are you happy with your carrier?
AM 560, The Answer.
Convicted Illinois politicians update. Thank you. I love saying that. Former Illinois Governor Rah Blagojevich asking for a U.S. appeals court to nullify his 14-year prison term and order a third sentencing hearing because they feel that, remember during the resentencing last August, that Judge Zagel should have considered Blagojevich's good behavior while in prison because Judge Zagel received hundreds of letters from inmates saying how he's a good man, how Blagojevich has helped them. He was a great history tutor. He helped a bunch of inmates get their GEDs. And he's a good person. And they describe him as a model inmate and that he should have his sentence reduced. His
How old is Zagel? How many more? Because the reason I'm asking.
Blagojevich is 60. God, he's 60? No.
Well, he looked young for his age because he used to color his hair. You know, people say that Rod and I have the same hair. I don't color mine. He doesn't either anymore.
Well, they just, Rod and Patty, no money ever exchanged hands.
Boy, so you're for the cop in the Laquan McDonald case.
Yes, I am.
Boy, the evidence is pretty tough. Well, and
I want Blagojevich to be pardoned by President Obama.
Okay, but you admit that he's guilty, right? I mean, that's the law. Look, I love Sam Adams as much as anybody else as attorney. But the money doesn't have to exchange hands.
It's just the appearance.
No,
of
it's
an
if
impropriety?
you take the step, which he did. He took the step, and people felt that they needed to come up with stuff, but they didn't. Look, I mean, there's all kinds of problems with that, including why didn't Jesse Jackson Jr.
Spend more time in jail than a year and a half.
They stopped the investigation right on the cusp of that. That's a little hinky, but regardless, my question: why? How old is Zagel? I mean, I hate to be so
because you think he's old and senile?
Maybe he'll die.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, here's Blagojevich and Patty, because this is a tape that is rarely played, but they seem a little jealous and they just want their share.
Now, Patty works. She's very good at what she does. She's as qualified as Michelle Obama, if not more qualified. Michelle Obama's getting $65,000 a year for, what was it, Treehouse Foods, Patty? What? Quinlan, what was it?
Treehouse Foods is what she was on.
Yeah, and she's making $300,000 over at the University of Chicago.
Yeah,
where her husband's federal funds are going there. What?
Yeah, which of course went up as soon as he got elected to Senate, and he was able to get federal funding to University of Chicago.
Yeah, no question that everybody else gets away with things. Rah Emanuel does the shuffle where he goes in for the government for a while, then steps out for 1 second, is being the good tiny dancer that he is, negotiates, midwifes a deal between Bruce Rauner and Bill Daley, makes millions on that, then can step back into government and claim, that the Daleys didn't administer the city the right way, even though he raised funds for them. Yeah, these people, that's all legal. Rod, no money exchanges hands and he winds up in jail for 14 years. It does seem a little...
14 years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Please. I mean, 5 of the 18 convictions were tossed out. So his sentence should have been reduced. And he left it as is. So that's one case. So we'll keep you up to date on that. The other case is my guy and your guy. Oh, yeah. Bad boy Aaron Schock, Peoria's finest. His attorneys yesterday filed a motion in a Springfield courtroom to delay the trial until the summertime. It was supposed to start in February, but they said that's not enough time to review all the contract or all the papers and all of the allegations. So they wanted to delay it to the summertime. Do you think the judge will grant that?
Wait a minute, he's in prison right now, Jared?
No, he's not in prison.
Well, before I think what also he should petition.
He has to be found guilty first.
Well, no, he wants to have his cell all set up in the manner of Downton Abbey before he, actually walks in there. Why should Aaron Schock have to walk into a prison cell that doesn't have the decor that befits a man
the
like
regal
that?
red walls? Well, Aaron Schock, and the only reason why I'm doing the story because I just love this interview with Aaron Schock's father about his son being maybe metrosexual, maybe gay.
Aaron is a little different, He wears stylish clothing, and yet he's not gay. And it makes people, and he's not married, and he's not running around with women. So, everybody's throwing up their arms. They can't figure out Aaron.
And I don't know if you saw the press conference immediately after
Are you saying that
his
the
initial
father is
hearing.
in a little denial?
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
You can, it's whatever, conjecture on your part.
Not that there's anything wrong with being in denial.
No. Yeah. Denial, yeah. His after the first court appearance in Springfield, his attorney, did you see her? I've never seen her before. She's female. She looked enamored with Aaron Schock. She was like,
"Oh, really?"
When he was speaking,
not a good idea.
Seriously, looked like she was in love with him. She said he will be found not guilty.
I hope she was
on
acting.
all counts.
I hope she was acting because you don't want an attorney who is, that enamored of you.
Drama seems to follow Aaron Schock everywhere.
He prefers the company of men.
Who doesn't?
Haters gonna hate.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
Hi, I'm Mick O'Rourke, President and CEO of Signature Bank. We'd like to wish you happy holidays from our Signature Bank family to your family.
I'm Kevin Vestuga, co-founder of Signature Bank. There's no better place to be for the holidays than Chicago.
And this is Brian Duncan, co-founder of Signature Bank.
Whether it's ice skating under the lights at Millennium Park,
Or, my favorite, visiting Candy Cane Lane in Lincolnwood to see the Noonan House with the tree magically rising through the roof.
or attending the annual tree lighting in downtown Downers Grove.
we wish you the very best this holiday season from Signature Bank, Chicago's business bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. Learn more about turning your business vision into reality. Visit signature-bank.com. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Craig and Leslie here from In the Know. Leslie and I wanted to take a moment to wish you and your families a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Aw, Craig, that's so sweet. And it's also true. We truly are grateful when you make the choice to work with us.
We hope you make a resolution to consider Wealth Management Group as your financial partner in 2017.
When making any big decisions concerning your financial future, choose us, Wealth Management Group, and listen to In the Know Sunday mornings at 10, right here on AM 560, The Answer. Merry Christmas.
This is Michael Medved, and for well over a year, you've heard me talking about Relief Factor, the natural solution for people struggling with chronic pain like back, neck, shoulder, hip, knee, or general muscle aches and pains. Thousands of listeners have told us all about their amazing results in dramatically lowering or eliminating their pain. So I'm sending my personal friends and radio listeners to ReliefFactor.com to order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's ReliefFactor.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up next on Chicago's Morning Answer, we'll be reading the Rah Emanuel emails. We'll continue to be doing that. And later, Lena Dunham saying sorry. Her comment even infuriated the left. We'll explain. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Following some breaking news this morning, the Republican strategist who helped President-elect Donald Trump win the presidency will become the highest-ranking woman at the White House. Trump's transition team announcing just moments ago Kellyanne Conway will be appointed counselor to the president. President-elect Donald Trump says the recent attack in Berlin proves he's right. When asked if the deadly attack would cause him to stop Muslim immigration to the U.S., Trump told reporters, all along, he said, I've been proven to be right. Authorities across Europe scrambling to find that Tunisian man wanted in Monday's attack on a Christmas market in Berlin. 24-year-old Anis Amri is the prime suspect. Authorities are offering a reward of up to 100,000 euros. The International Committee of the Red Cross says the evacuation of the last remaining civilians and fighters from a rebel-held enclave in eastern Aleppo will be completed soon. Mexican authorities say the death toll from Tuesday's fireworks explosion near Mexico City has risen to 33 and could climb higher because 12 are still listed as missing. There may be 3 more shopping days until Christmas, but today is the last day to order gifts from Amazon Prime and have them delivered before December 25th. 4, including a Chicago police officer this morning, are hurt following a 4-vehicle crash on the city's near north side. City of Chicago has released thousands of email messages from Mayor Rah Emanuel's personal accounts as part of a legal settlement with the Better Government Association. Former Illinois Congressman Aaron Schock is asking a federal court to delay his trial. The Peoria native, indicted by a grand jury on 24 counts, including theft of government funds, fraud, and making false statements, had his trial scheduled to begin February 7. He now wants it postponed until May. And Bill Murray is always moving. No grass grows underneath the actor's feet. He and his brothers are planning to bring a Caddyshack-themed sports bar to the suburbs. Daily Herald reporting the Wilmette natives have a verbal agreement to open a bar inside the Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosemont. No word if Carl Spackler will be showing up. John Wall, 23, 9 assists. Wizards over the Bulls, 107-97. The bragging rights game goes to the Fighting Illini over Missouri, 75-66. The news service of Staples with low prices on technology gifts for everyone, like laptops, smartphones, even Apple TV. And right now, look for the Staples Tech Gifts coupon book for great ideas and even more savings while supplies last. U.S. stores only, excludes clearance items, and Staples will help you make more happen. 6:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity believes we need to build a cyber wall.
I've been saying that we need to fix cybersecurity. We need to beef it up. Well, Obama's known about this for the entire presidency of his. And what has he done to fix it? The only thing he's done is now speak out, 5 weeks after the election? Because it may advance a narrative to delegitimize Donald Trump?
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
If your family loves the great outdoors, there's only one place to go for last-minute gifts. Cabela's Christmas Sale. Find everything you need to finish their list at Cabela's in Hoffman Estates.
Here's microbiologist Dr. Kim O'Neill talking about balance of nature.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. They fight against oxidants that damage the cell's DNA, causing mutations that lead to disease. I don't take any supplementation, but I take Balance of Nature because I know, I've seen it in my lab, and I know that it works. I've seen the immune response increase, I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection. And that, to me, as a scientist, rings so true, and it's only natural.
Call now to find out how to get your free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code Chicago.
6:36. Let's get an update on the roads at our AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Grays Lake, 83 is blocked south of 137. There's a malfunctioning rail crossing. Metra has modified some schedules today at a number of lines. You can check metrorail.com for a particular line. The Edens is 20 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. Kennedy, 20 minutes, make it 28 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 21. The Eisenhower, 32 minutes, Thorndale to the post office, outbound 30. Stevenson, 45 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 37. Ryan is 28 minutes, 95 to downtown. Northbound Tri-State slow, the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. The other tollways are good. Traffic service for Squatty Potty. Hemorrhoids or constipation, Squatty Potty helps eliminate them by elevating your needs. The perfect holiday gift. Available at Bed Bath & Beyond and Target stores. Go to squattypotty.com and use the code TRAFFIC. Save 25% and free shipping. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center, providing the right climate for business since 1935. Clouds give way to sun, high 35 today and a low of 21 overnight. 36 right now. Next news coming up at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next, with Bruce Wolf sitting in this week for us on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by HealthInsuranceMentors.com. It's open enrollment season. Log on now and find out your best healthcare options from expert C. Stephen Tucker.
Where's Chicago's finest rock? Oh, excuse me.
No.
I forget which station I'm on. I've worked for so many of them.
Yes, that's Bruce Wolf filling in for Dan Proft here on AM 560, The Answer. You know, since we have a 4-hour morning show, we can talk about a number of topics. And something that I thought was buried in the news was an investigation that the Chicago Tribune did about state-run group homes. There's 3,000 of them across the state of Illinois. 3,000. Did not know that. And it's homes for the developmentally disabled. And over the past 7 years, 42 people have died. So this agency has been deteriorating so badly that, get this, up until last week, group home employees investigated allegations against their own business. So it has been corrupt for a long time. And one person who is wanting to have it change is Christine Chalky. She is a founder of volunteer advocacy group called Developmental Disabilities in Illinois, and she's also the mother of a 21-year-old son who has a rare disability and life-threatening seizure disorder. And she's also a loyal listener to the show. Good morning, Christine. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, so let's start at the beginning. Is this how has this been going on for years? That state-run group homes have been pretty much ignored, and the investigations have been internal.
Well, you guys have been talking all morning long about corruption in Illinois, and how these politicians and organizations and people use and abuse the system. Yet we never see the results of that abuse. And the results of that abuse are the truly most vulnerable. Those who truly depend on government and need our assistance are being hurt by their actions because there isn't enough money to go around for everybody. And we can all agree, government was set up to help the truly most vulnerable, those who truly cannot take care of themselves. And those with physical and cognitive disabilities need our help. And they are the first that are being cut.
Well, how is it that 42 people have died over the last 7 years and no one's been charged? Or were these accidents, or was it natural death? What's it like inside one of these state-run group homes?
Sure. The reason it's gone on is because it's been allowed to go on. No one's talking about it. The actual, let's put it this way, the wolf is guarding the hen house, meaning that the state of Illinois and the system in place to protect the truly most vulnerable has a conflict of interest. They are not protecting the truly most vulnerable. What they did in the group homes is they did a buddy system, meaning that the employees that were in the homes monitored themselves, and any types of abuse, they reported it, they investigated it, they reported it, and they decided whether or not that it was worth an investigation go to the state.
This is like, the VA or basically anything that's run by the government. It has a monopoly. They have a vested interest in protecting themselves and not doing the right job. I'm wondering if we need structural reform here where, people like you get a voucher, something like that. I mean, it's the same thing with, Chicago Public Schools, and then there's competition and there's going to be better care.
You know what, Bruce? That's an excellent idea, and that's something that I'd like to see personally. I think that's a great idea. I think the best thing to do is to have the money follow the person. To give us vouchers, everybody gets a set amount of money. You decide how you want to use that money to care. Now, we can monitor it. The disability system is run in that we have to turn in receipts. We have to...
Oh, Christine, can you hear? Hey, Christine, are you walking around? Because if you are, can you stop walking around? Because your signal's going in and out.
She didn't hear you say that.
Pardon me?
That's okay.
Okay, I said if you're walking around, can you stand still? Because your signal is going in and out.
Yeah, I'm sitting perfectly still, but I live in the country, and I have the worst service ever.
We'll buy you a tower. But so in May of 2015, Governor Bruce Rauner appointed somebody else to help out. Is that person Secretary James Demas? Is he doing anything? Is he shaking up the system?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Now, the one thing that we have to understand, we cannot blame the present administration. This stuff has been going on for the past several decades. They've been the system of housing the developmentally disabled from statewide institutions into community settings. Homes a lot of them are privatized, and they are not as regulated as state or institutions. And Mr. Demas, along with the current
Christine,
attended a hearing, and they sounded like they were very willing to said that there needs to be some monitoring. Now, I say there needs to be some fines and penalties for anybody who abuses and, these people that were murdered in the care of people that are supposed to be protecting them. How does this, all these levels of government and people that we're paying to do this job to protect them?
Yeah. Christine, we're having a hard time hearing you. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for making us part of your morning every day, because she listens to the show
and we
every day.
got the gist. It was a little problem with the buffering, but we got it, and we appreciate it very much.
And thank you for the great work
Christine.
that you
Merry
do.
Christmas.
Yes, and she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up, Lena Dunham apologizes. Oh, no, she offended her lefty friends. That's how bad it was. But first, here's your forecast.
Today, clouds giving way to some sun, high of 35. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 21. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Showers of rain and snow in the afternoon, high of 35. Low tomorrow night, 30. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 34. Low Saturday tonight at 28. Now, time for the traffic, I decided. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thank you, Bruce. Good morning. Hayden's inbound, 21 minutes. Like Cook to Montrose, outbound 20. Kennedy, scattered delays, 28 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, outbound just 21. On Eisenhower, stop and go, 25th past Harlem. At Cicero to Costner, 36 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, outbound 31. Stevenson now 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, 38 from the Tri-State, outbound 38 minutes to 355. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 16 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ford, 29. Lakeshore Drive's clear. Northbound Tri-State heavy from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. The other tollways are fine. Northwest Indiana, all good. I'm Jim Talamonte in the AM 560 Traffic Center.
I'm Lou Dobbs. A top China critic joins White House advisors. Americans moving west, basketball rebounding at Nike, and several potential market-moving economic reports all today. Those stories next.
Bill Bennett here to tell you about Augusta Precious Metals. Attention investors, your IRA or your 401k may be at risk again. The 2008 crash wiped out up to 50% of IRAs and 401ks. Can you afford to lose again? What if you could store IRA or 401k savings where you can see, touch, and hold it in your hands? With the Augusta Gold or Silver IRA, you transfer a portion of retirement savings into physical coins you can actually see and get fast in case of any disaster. Call Augusta Precious Metals today for a free gold and silver IRA guide. No obligation. Augusta Precious Metals, A+ Better Business Bureau rating, 98% 5-star customer satisfaction rating with TrustLink.org. Trust Augusta. Call Augusta Precious Metals today at 1-855-222-6993. That's 1-855-222-6993. One more time, 1-855-222-6993.
China critic, Harvard-educated economist Peter Navarro is in line to run a new trade office in the White House. The Financial Times reports Navarro will oversee the Trump administration's Buy America, Hire America effort. Nike says basketball is back. Profits from the Nike and Jordan brands are up more than 7%. Those lines account for 15% of Nike's revenue. Western states are growing while Northeast and Rust Belt states are shrinking. Utah, the fastest growing state. Florida and South Carolina, the only eastern states to make the top 10. And today we'll have several big economic reports, including quarterly GDP numbers, jobless claims, and personal income. And please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Hey guys, check it out. There's a brand new technology that's going to drive your wife or girlfriend wild. And it's probably not what you're thinking. It's even better. It's called Micro Velvet, created by the PJ experts over at Pajamagram, and it's found only in their Tempting Touch PJs. Now, Tempting Touch PJs are simply the softest, most luxurious pajamas ever imagined. They're addictively soft. They beg to be touched. So go to pajamagram.com and get her the blissful comfort you know she deserves. It's a higher level of soft, softer than her sweetest dreams and yours. They're tempting to wear and tempting to touch. A holiday gift has never felt this tempting. You know the deal. And you don't even have to wrap because every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging, Christmas Day delivery guaranteed. So visit pajamagram.com or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs. That's 1-800-GIVE-PJs.
In 2012, Barack Obama won the presidency because his campaign used the web in a very smart, effective way. In 2016, Donald Trump showed he could win by using the web in a different, but just as effective way. There are many ways that your business can profit by using the latest proven web techniques. AmericanEagle.com can show you how your organization can succeed beyond your wildest dreams by using all of the latest, most effective online web technologies available. AmericanEagle.com has over 20 years of website development experience and thousands of happy customers to back it up. No one matches AmericanEagle.com's ability to understand the online solutions your organization needs to be the leader in your industry. Design, development, apps, mobile, hosting, strategy, and more. AmericanEagle.com has done it all for all kinds of organizations in all kinds of industries. Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. They'll listen to you and come up with your winning solution. The number again, 773-NETWORK. Visit them online at AmericanEagle.com, the only name you need to know for website development.
AM 560, The Answer.
Well, you thought you heard it all, and then earlier this week, Lena Dunham, that actress, director, she was talking about on her podcast, Women of the Hour. She focused on women's reproductive rights and said something that was very disturbing. Now, playing the role of Lena Dunham, once again, is our very own David Stripling. David, what did she say on the podcast?
Now I can say that I still haven't had an abortion, but I wish I had.
I object to that characterization of Lena Dunham.
Is that what she sounds like? I don't even listen to her.
Well, Dave is, he's entitled, to his own interpretation of her.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to argue with it, but she's not a valley girl.
No, she's not. But saying that she wished she had.
No, she is fat.
Can I talk?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why do you have to bring up her weight? Who cares?
It's relevant.
It's not relevant. It's not. That's not relevant. What's relevant is that she's trying to be down with the struggle and be like other women who've had an abortion, which was so senseless. It was distasteful. It was just disgusting.
It's horrible.
And I know she's always trying to push the envelope, but that was a slap in the face to every woman who's had to make that hard, painful decision to end a child's life. Okay. So she has to apologize. You know why? Because she even PO'd her friends on the left, even the left of the left, Gloria Steinem, and everybody was upset with her about this comment. So she issued an apology. And once again, David Stripling playing the role of Lena Dunham.
My words were spoken from sort of a delusional girl persona I often inhabit. A girl who careens between wisdom and ignorance, and it didn't translate. That's my fault. I would never, ever intentionally trivialize the emotional and physical challenges of terminating a pregnancy. It was a distasteful joke.
Thank you. Take a bow.
Very good.
Very well read.
Yes.
I love the character portrayal. And so she's making a sizable donation to abortion rights groups in New York, Texas, and Ohio.
It's wonderful. So, in other words, she feels sorry for the women who are struggling. She doesn't feel sorry for the thing in utero at all. She's not apologizing about that.
No, she just wants to be, part of it. Well, I want to have an abortion too, like Donald Trump. I want to have a Purple Heart. I mean, these people are just I shouldn't lump them in the same category, but they're both celebrities. They're both on television all the time.
And just to be perfectly fair, despite her girth, I like Girls.
The show Girls? I've never watched it. I've never watched her in anything. Good. Is she talented? I don't even.
It's a pretty interesting show. And not just because of the contortions that Brian Williams' daughter goes through.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that.
Can't. You're not allowed
you can't.
to.
But Jim Tillman, thank you, from the Illinois Policy Institute. We talked about some things. He told me some things that was going on in that show that I didn't even know what those things were labeled. But anywho.
How is that within the purview of the director of the Illinois Policy Institute?
I know, but then, so social media, when she said that, she wants to have an abortion because she hasn't had one yet, social media went crazy. And somebody tweeted, well, you have to be pregnant first before you can get an abortion.
Now, that's bad.
And we don't think that you've ever had sex. And then people want to, who wants to have sex with you? And God,
let me get something straight. You admonished me before, and I started crying on the air. Fortunately, we're on the radio, and people couldn't see me. You made me cry just now because you told me, can you get in a word, when I was talking about her being her girth and everything, and then you make the same joke.
I didn't make the same joke.
You just made that joke right now. She can't get pregnant because nobody wants to go to bed with her.
That's what people were saying on Twitter.
Oh, so you
had to be pregnant in order to get an abortion.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Pay fast with the Master Pass. Don't buy it. Master Pass it. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Simple and easy. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Don't buy it. Master Pass it. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Secure and so easy.
MasterPass, the simple, secure way to pay from MasterCard. Accepted at select merchants.
Don't buy it. Master Pass it.
Hello, human. It's me, your dog. I know your car battery died, so you couldn't make it home on time, but I just wanted to let you know that everything is A-okay. I made you a couple presents. You know, the kind you pick up in a plastic bag? Yeah, I put one right on your pillow. I figured that'd be the best place for you to find it. Also, the couch needed a little shredding, so I took care of that, too. Also, I ate the mail. Who's a good boy? I am.
Make sure you'll be there. Get a car battery test today. Find a location at interstatebatteries.com. Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable.
Get out and have some fun. Visit ChicagoRadioDeals.com for a fun night on the town. Grab your sweet Caroline and make a date to listen to your favorite music direct from their Midwest tours, Denny Diamond and the Jewels, featuring the music of Neil Diamond. Normally $76 for lunch and a show for two. It's only $39 on ChicagoRadioDeals.com. Or head downtown for some laughs. $22 will get you a pair of tickets to Comedy Sports Chicago, which is a unique blend of fast and funny improv comedy that's appropriate for all ages. This Laugh Out Loud show features two improv teams that play games on stage with a referee, and the audience is in on the fun. Or this is your chance to get away and escape to Wisconsin. Find certificates for the Schuster Mansion Bread and Breakfast. They even have bed and breakfast. Maybe throw in the bread as well. In Milwaukee, or the Door County White Lace Inn in Sturgeon Bay. Check in every week for fun and adventure at ChicagoRadioDeals.com. ChicagoRadioDeals.com.
AM 560.
The Answer. I'm woman. Hear me roar. Your number's too big to ignore.
I'm a Helen Reddy guy.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I love her.
So we've got a great ticket giveaway.
We certainly do. Tony and Tina's wedding is back in Chicago and better than ever. Audience members don't just watch the show, they participate as guests of the bride and groom. No two performances are ever the same in this improvised interactive dinner theater. Everyone loves a wedding, especially when the family drama isn't your own. To learn more, visit TonyLovesTina.com and be caller 15 to 312-642-5600. That's 312-642-5600 right now to win one ringy-dingy, to win a pair of tickets to Tony and Tina's wedding at Chicago Theater Works.
I love the voice, Bruce.
It sounds like...
So have you ever been to Tony and Tina's wedding?
Yes.
And? Let me guess. Did you end up on stage and...
No,
who'd you hook up with? Did you hook up with the bride?
I'm too shy for those kinds of things.
Oh, really? Oh, you're shy
no,
now?
I am. I really am. Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
quiet, Bruce.
That's stage. I got stage fright. I can't go up. on
Really?
stage.
But you
No.
can talk on a microphone.
I'm behind a
radio.
microphone. I hide. I put on this fake radio voice, apparently.
Well, you've got different radio voices. I don't know which one I like the best.
Which one do you want?
What that when you do the weather and you talk funny?
Like this.
Well, who are you impersonating when you talk like this? Who is it? Who's that?
That's the Cliff voice.
Okay.
How about this one? You dirty rat. You killed my brother. Did you like that one?
Who's that?
That's Jimmy Cagney.
Okay.
How about this one? When I returned, the car and Mary Jo were gone.
Oh, Senator
That's
Kennedy.
Ted Kennedy.
Ted Kennedy.
Yes. How about this one? The liberal lion, Ted Kennedy, has died.
Dan Proft.
Tom Brokaw.
Oh, that was a horrible.
This is me
Tom
doing
Brokaw.
Dan Proft doing Johnny Carson.
Okay.
I did not know that.
That's good. Yeah. We'll keep working on it.
I own a fast food restaurant that was broken into early this morning. They tore the alarm panel right off the wall, and alarm detection systems came in the same day to replace it.
Same-day service is available to all of our customers. Never worry about your security system. Get to know Alarm Detection Systems. ADS is an authorized Honeywell equipment dealer. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6300. Alarm license number 127000143.
I'm living alone for the first time in 40 years, and I'm worried something might happen to me.
Live independently with a medical alert device from Alarm Detection Systems. Setup is easy, and 24/7 emergency assistance monitoring is included. Alarm Detection Systems is an authorized Honeywell equipment dealer. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6300. Alarm license number 127000143.
Hey, you've heard how Automated Systems excels at assisting companies with systems integration and FDA compliance, but they're also a staffing leader. They supply handpicked elite leadership, subject matter experts, and proven technical professionals in engineering, quality control, and FDA compliance to support the life sciences field in executing mission-critical projects. ASI provides highly specialized pros to deliver projects on time and budget. Don't pay a lot more to a big consulting firm, and don't trust the big temp agencies to supply the talent you need. Call Laz, my friend Laz at Automated Systems, when failure isn't an option. ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life sciences companies, from big pharma to startups, and excel through a culture of excellence in execution. For a staffing, compliance, or automation evaluation, call Laz now at Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit automatedsys.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or automatedsys.com.
This morning, the international manhunt continues for the two Tunisian terrorists. What authorities knew about him before that deadly attack on Christmas shoppers.
And why people are leaving Illinois at record rates.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Amy and Bruce, Mayor Rah Emanuel releases private emails used for city business. A deadly shooting in Midlothian is being investigated. A man charged in a deadly Posen crash. Full forecast after Fox, WIND Chicago News Time, 7.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. She was Donald Trump's campaign manager. Now Kellyanne Conway will have a new title, Counselor to the President.
I know I've got his ear and his trust. I think those are the two main criteria, and I very much respect the rest of the senior team that you've seen in action already.
Conway tells Fox it's an honor. President-elect Trump yesterday called what happened in Berlin, Germany this week an attack on humanity, and it's got to be stopped. 2 Americans were among the dozens injured when a terrorist trucker drove into shoppers at a Berlin market, killing 12. It's back open today. People are laying candles and flowers as the manhunt continues for a suspect.
Anis Amri had been under government surveillance from May until September. They were suspecting he was about to commit an armed robbery in order to pay for guns to then carry out some sort of attack in Germany. But at some point, those investigators decided they didn't have enough evidence. So at that point, he slipped through the cracks.
Fox's Amy Kellogg. Syria's president's claiming a victory in Aleppo as the last rebel fighters are being evacuated from the battle-scarred city. A UN envoy fears many are going to Idlib, which could be the next Aleppo. HB 2 is still on North Carolina. An attempt to repeal the controversial bathroom legislation failed. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more live.
Dave, outgoing North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory, a Republican, is blaming left-wing groups for blocking an agreement that would have repealed the law some see as anti-LGBT. He called the special session yesterday, but it ended without the repeal after Republicans added some wording Democrats didn't like. Governor-elect Roy Cooper, a Democrat, says he will try to restore what he calls the state's damaged reputation.
Because I believe the people of North Carolina are not what these legislative leaders are saying with this law.
Gay rights groups say Republican lawmakers didn't follow through on their deal to repeal, Dave.
Tanya, Swedish furniture giant IKEA has worked out a tentative agreement reportedly worth $50 million with the families of 3 kids in the U.S. who died after IKEA chests and dressers tipped over. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Cloudy skies, 31 degrees at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer, good morning. I'm Mike Scott. 4, including 1 Chicago police officer, are hurt following a 4-vehicle crash on the city's near north side. Police say the accident happened early this morning near West Division and North Orleans. Closing arguments have ended in the largest street gang trial in recent Chicago history. Jurors were handed that case Wednesday after more than 3 months of testimony. Closing arguments lasted 4 days. Jurors are not expected to deliberate on Friday. It's unclear if or how the Christmas holiday will impact deliberations. City of Chicago releases thousands of email messages from Mayor Rah Emanuel's personal account. It's part of a legal settlement with the BGA. AM 560's David Stewart takes a closer look.
The Better Government Association says Mayor Emanuel's agreed to release all of his private emails related to city business and to begin a new policy banning city employees from using private email accounts for official city business. It's the culmination of a year-long legal fight pitting the BGA and the Chicago Tribune against Emanuel. News organizations immediately began to analyze the emails, looking for any relating to hot-button issues, including the handling of the video from the Laquan McDonald police shooting. Some emails may remain private because of legal exemptions. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
A man faces aggravated DUI charges following a crash in Posen that killed 3. Wesley Rogers was driving the vehicle that slammed into several parked cars near 143rd and Harrison. 3 women passengers were killed. Another remains in critical condition. Authorities say they've identified more children allegedly abused by a gymnastics instructor in the Chicago area. Joe Hannon of Sycamore taught at Inner Gym. The 21-year-old has been in custody since December 7, when he was arrested on charges that he abused a 9-year-old girl during an open gym session. More charges were added. Prosecutors allege there could be as many as 30 victims. Wizards over the Bulls, 107-97 last night. The bragging rights game in St. Louis goes to the Fighting Illini, now 10-3 after a 75-66 win over Missouri. The news is a service of Staples with low prices on technology gifts for everyone. Laptops, tablets, smartphones, even Apple TV. And right now, look for the Staples Tech Gifts coupon book for great ideas and even more savings. While supplies last, U.S. stores only. Excludes clearance. Staples, make more happen. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Christmas is less than a month away, and this year, give the gift of sunshine. Grab your passport to paradise and join Dan Proft, Amy Jacobson, and Joe Walsh at Secrets Cap Cana Resort and Spa in beautiful Punta Cana. It's an unlimited luxury adults-only resort with all the amenities you can imagine. Give this trip as a gift to a loved one or treat yourself this holiday season. Visit 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword passport.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. See website for details.
Need some extra cash today? Do you have bad credit or maxed out credit cards? If so, turn your radio up. 35cash.com is one of the nation's largest personal loan networks with over 50 different lenders. Now you can get a personal loan for up to $5,000 with any type of credit discreetly from your computer or smartphone and with no paperwork to send in. That's right, no paperwork whatsoever. Your cash will hit your bank account as soon as tomorrow, as our lenders have millions of dollars to lend regardless of your credit history. Visit 35cash.com and you can have up to $5,000 in no time. Just have a checking account and a regular source of income, and you can get the loan you need now, regardless of your credit. Go to 35cash.com from your smartphone or computer to get the cash you need. Visit 35cash.com. Type www.35cash.com directly into the address bar. That's 35cash.com. 35cash.com.
7:06. Let's get an update on the morning ride to work, if there is one, in our AM 560 traffic. Many of us are, except Jim Talamonte and myself. Many of us are already taking the holiday off, but Jim is in, and so am I.
That's right. We're here today and tomorrow on the Eden's inbound. It's a little heavy. Wilson to the junction, but not bad at all. 20 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose. Outbound fine at 19. Kennedy. And delays Cumberland to Lawrence and Pulaski to Armitage. 32 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 15 from Montrose. 12 on the Express. Outbound 10 to Montrose. 26 to the airport. The Eisenhower. 37 minutes. Thorndale to downtown. Outbound 31. Stevenson is 50 minutes from 355 to Lakeshore Drive, 40 from the Tri-State, outbound 40 to 355. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95 to downtown. Bishop Ford, 20, 8094 to the Ryan. Northbound Tri-State, stop and go from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. The other tollways right now are delay-free. Northwest Indiana's clear. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 for The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center. Here is our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, clouds give way to some sun, high 35. Tonight, clouds increase, low 22. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a couple of showers of rain or snow for the afternoon, high of 34. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
34 at O'Hare, 35 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update, 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next with Bruce Wolf sitting in with us this week on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Steve Beeman Show with co-host Carol Parisi, empowering you Sunday evenings at 8 right here on AM 560.
Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day.
A new policy tonight. Chicago employees are barred from doing city business from personal email accounts.
No longer can anyone from the mayor on down cavalierly and wantonly use a private account to hide from public scrutiny.
The president-elect spoke to reporters outside his Palm Beach home, calling the onslaught on the Berlin Christmas market an attack on humanity. He was asked whether the attack would impact his immigration policies.
You know my plans all along, and I've been proven to be right, 100% correct. What's happening is disgraceful.
All our holidays are always such a mess. Oh, yeah. How did you get through it? I had a lot of help from Jack Daniels.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning. Busy day here on AM 560, The Answer. Bruce Wolf sitting in for Dan Proft. Of course, we've been pouring over those Rah emails. Hi. 2,700 pages of emails from his Gmail account and another account called rom.com.
And we are personally trying to get Mika Brzezinski of MSNBC's Morning Joe fired for trying to use clout with Rah Emanuel to help her mother.
Yeah, her mother's an
So how's
artist.
that working? How many donations have we gotten so far?
Not a lot of activity yet, but the bosses at NBC are probably arriving at the office right about now in New York.
Because I know people at NBC who might help out, at 30 Rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're a big guy there. You go there.
Tina Fey, is she still
Go
do
there,
30 Rock?
Flip
Yeah.
the desks over.
Okay.
But and we'll get to that. And of course, there's some bad news this morning for John Bolton. We'll explain. And Trump gives Kellyanne Conway a nice job, and she's deserved of it. That's for sure. She saved his campaign. She's the reason why he's president. But we're going to talk now about the terror attack in Berlin and new information. What authorities knew about this guy? I don't even want to say his name, but and I'm going to butcher it. Anis Amri, and he's a Tunisian asylum seeker, turned down in July of 2015. He was there for a few years. He should have been deported last July, but you know why he wasn't deported? Because he didn't have a passport. And
it's like a catch-22.
Well, and Tunisian officials declined a passport at first, but they ended up sending it to him. And guess when he received it? And I am not making
Yesterday?
this up. He got it in the mail yesterday. I mean,
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, and they found his paperwork underneath the driver's seat of that truck. So it's in a way he wanted to get caught. I mean, you don't leave that behind, but
Well, he was in a hurry.
I know, but he was. I don't know. Well, they're still looking for him. There's a $105,000 reward leading to his capture, and there's a lot of unrest in Berlin right now, particularly from the right, who are very upset with Angela Merkel's immigration policy. Now, I don't speak German,
And that
so
scares
I don't know
me.
what they're chanting.
I admit it scares me
scares you?
when I
Really?
hear Germans, doing anything in unison like that.
Well, let's welcome to the program Lieutenant Colonel Paul Latino from the Army, U.S. Army, and he's a professor of military science at multiple colleges. Good morning, Lieutenant Colonel. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Bruce and Amy?
We're fine. So you speak German. Could you decipher what they were saying and what they were chanting in German?
I do not know, but it did not sound like they were very happy.
Yeah, no, they're upset because this is the first mass casualty in Germany since Angela Merkel let 1.1 million Muslim immigrants or refugees into her country. Is there any, do you think that this will change the immigration policy going forward in Germany, and how do you think it'll affect the immigration policy here in the United States?
Well, I do think it's going to have some impact on the future election there, whether the right has enough votes to overcome the establishment there is another thing. But when I was there 20 years ago, they had a similar problem. At that time, it was the amount of Turks that they allowed into the country. They never integrated into the culture, and they were always seen as outsiders. And apparently they haven't learned that lesson, because now the new 1.1 million is going to probably, as we have seen, create the same problems they're having now.
And we're learning information new about this terrorist, it's a Tunisian terrorist. He lived in a refugee shelter for a while. He was under surveillance for months because they thought he was plotting to have a gun attack at some point in time, and that he was going to steal and rob in order to buy weapons. So it's just unfathomable to me that he was not deported or kicked out of that country. Do you know how the process works?
Normally the process does work. Germany is very good. The police are very good. The intel is usually very good. The problem is connecting the dots, and that's the difficult part of any type of operation like that. Once you get the intelligence, you got to have people to, first of all, if they see something, they have to say something. Then that information has to be passed on down the line. And if there's any delays whatsoever in that, and of course they didn't use FedEx to get that passport to where it needed to go. So there's a lot of things that can go on to disrupt it. Normally the Germans are pretty good, but now they've got an influx, and you're just starting to see some of the problems they're going to have.
Well, Lieutenant Colonel, Donald Trump has talked about extreme vetting, but I would think that even superficial vetting would have flushed out this gentleman. He was arrested 3 times this year, and his asylum application was rejected, but deportation papers, as Amy mentioned, were never served, and he disappeared. He was known to be a supporter of the Islamic State and to have received weapons training. He tried to recruit an accomplice for a terror plot, which the authorities knew about, but still remained at large. His own father claimed he served 4 years in an Italian jail after he set fire to a school. Tunisian security officials also revealed he was convicted in absentia for aggravated theft with violence in his home country. I mean, why?
But he's the scam artist because in August he was arrested and he presented fake documents to the judge and he was released.
This is one that maybe shouldn't have fallen through the cracks, Lieutenant Colonel?
You're right. I don't think it should have, but it's hard to bat 1,000 when you've got all this going on. They just dropped the ball. I think they're the first ones to admit that. I think Merkel's going to take all the heat for that. And, from here on out, they better get their act together. Otherwise, there's a good chance she could be out of there.
Well, I think you might be a little benign regarding him. Under the German asylum system, he was granted I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Duldung. It's toleration papers, which allowed him to stay for unknown reasons. I mean, haven't we taken toleration to its absurd extreme?
Yeah, I think you're right. The Germans, the notion that if you appease Islam, they're going to leave you alone. I think we've seen that's not true. Germany has been very welcoming to these people, and they've had a lot of low-level attacks in the past. Just recently, we've had a similar truck bombing in Nice, France, over the summer. Everybody's rolling out the welcome mats, and you're seeing what you're going to get for that.
Yeah, it was a rampage where he drove his truck into a crowd, killing 89 people. And then we had that, in the States at Ohio State University a few weeks ago where some radicalized, crazy person tried to drive his car, drove his car into a crowd, and luckily no one died at Columbus, Ohio.
Right, yeah. And when I was in Germany, the big Chris Kindle event there was in Nuremberg, which was beautiful and fantastic. And the streets there are narrow and crowded, so you really couldn't get a truck in there. But this guy, obviously he had it thought out. He went to Berlin, where it's a much wider street. You can get a truck through there. Why they didn't see that coming is they've had the intel on that, but they just didn't connect the dots.
And what about here in the States? Do you think we should all be vigilant, on alert this holiday season?
Yeah, obviously, yes, that's true. I think they're already doing that in Chicago. And, any major sporting event, any major event in which especially Christians gather, I think you're going to have to be vigilant of that.
All right. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel Paul Latino. We appreciate your time this morning.
Bruce and Amy, have a great Christmas.
Thanks, you too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up next, bad news for John Bolton. Could it be the mustache? We'll explain, but first, here's your forecast.
Today, clouds giving way to some sun, high of 35. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 21. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, showers of rain and snow in the afternoon, high of 35, low tomorrow night, 30. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 34, low Saturday night, 28. Now for a check of traffic, here's Jim Telemonte.
Thank you, Bruce. Kennedy inbound. Slow Canfield to Lawrence and Irving Park to the Burn Circle. 33 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 18 for Montrose, 13 on the Express. Outbound, slow coming out of the Circle to Madison. There's a crash on the right shoulder, and it's heavy Lawrence to Canfield. 27 minutes downtown to the airport. Eisenhower, 40 minutes, Thorndale to the Loop. Outbound 30. Stevenson, 50 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 40. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57's fine. Bishop Ford, a 5-minute delay approaching the Ryan. Lakeshore Drive remains pretty light. Northbound Tri-State, slow from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. The other tollways are still delay-free. And Northwest Indiana looks great. I'm Jim Talamonte in the AM 560 Traffic Center.
It's hard sleeping on a flat pillow, flip-flopping during the night, or waking up feeling unrested. I suggest you order a MyPillow today. MyPillow has a patented interlocking fill that adjusts to your individual sleep needs. It's washable, dryable, manufactured in America, and guaranteed not to go flat for 10 years. If you're thinking about that tough person to buy for on your holiday list, right now is the best time to buy. For a limited time only, when you buy one MyPillow, you'll receive another MyPillow absolutely free, plus 2 free go-anywhere pillows. I like this. The money-back guarantee is extended through March 1st. Visit MyPillow.com.
Click the Radio Listener Special tab and use the promo code Amy. You'll get 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows for the price of 1. Plus the extended money-back guarantee through March 1st for your holiday gifts. Or call 800-489-0201. Mention the Radio Listener Special. And be sure to use the promo code Amy. That's MyPillow.com or 800-489-0201.
Balance of Nature's Fruits and Veggies has thousands of success stories from people just like you. There is only one way you can find out for yourself what Balance of Nature's Fruits and Veggies will do for you, and that is try it. Yes, try it and receive your own success story. To help make this happen, Dr. Howard has put together an all-new health challenge that will absolutely allow you to find out for yourself what Balance of Nature's Fruits and Veggies will do for you. The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of free product. Yes, 2 months of free Balance of Nature's Fruits and Veggies. Call now for details, and who knows, you may be hearing your own success story on the radio. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code Chicago.
It's the most effective product that I've ever bought in my life. I should have ordered it 15 years ago.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
Hi, I'm Mick O'Rourke, President and CEO of Signature Bank. We'd like to wish you happy holidays from our Signature Bank family to your family.
I'm Kevin Vestuga, co-founder of Signature Bank. There's no better place to be for the holidays than Chicago.
And this is Brian Duncan, co-founder of Signature Bank. Whether it's ice skating under the lights at Millennium Park,
or, my favorite, visiting Candy Cane Lane in Lincolnwood to see the Noonan House with the tree magically rising through the roof.
Or attending the annual tree lighting in downtown Downers Grove.
We wish you the very best this holiday season from Signature Bank, Chicago's business bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. Learn more about turning your business vision into reality. Visit signature-bank.com. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, Donald Trump made some news yesterday. Did you see he had the major generals with him, security meeting? He also had the CEO of Boeing and Lockheed Martin in there to talk about, keeping the costs down for Air Force One and Air Force Two because they're working on 2 747s right now. And, and he's saving us tax dollars. He's fighting for the people.
You know my plans all along. An attack on humanity. That's what it is.
Mr. President-elect, can you tell us what you discussed in this meeting?
Trying to get costs down, primarily the F-35. We're trying to get the costs down. It's a program that is very, very expensive.
These certain security concessions from the Lockheed CEO who's here a few minutes ago?
Say it?
These security concessions from Lockheed Martin?
Well, we're going to see. Just beginning. It's a dance, It's a little bit of a dance. But we're going to get the costs down, and we're going to get it done beautifully. And these are great people. These are amazing people.
And your conversation with Boeing.
And I'm very impressed with them. And good negotiators, too. Good, Chris.
And your conversation with Boeing seemed to produce some positive results?
I think so. We had the chairman of Boeing, CEO, and I think we're looking to cut a tremendous amount of money off the price. Okay? Thank you, everybody. You comfortable? Everyone okay? Not bad, right? Not bad. Thank you. General, thank you. Thank you very much.
It is just the craziest thing to watch this man in motion. First of all, if you're going to talk to the media, honestly, just step up to the microphone. You don't have to stand on top of the stairs. And I love when he leaves, you guys comfortable? Everything okay? You got everything you need?
Well,
okay, great.
You talk about a dance.
Thumbs up. Okay.
A dance. It's Dancing with the Stars. It's all, kabuki. It's theater.
Oh, it
is. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Mr. President, are you getting some competition for Boeing or Lockheed or whatever? Maybe the Russians can build Air Force One for us.
I don't
get
think
some competition
that's going
there.
to happen.
How much? By the way,
yes,
the Air Force One won't even be ready till after Trump is
out of office.
So thank
and
goodness.
He'll probably use Trump Air anyway, rather than Air Force One.
It's so much showmanship, and it's like the carrier deal, and it's such a bunch of garbage.
Well,
look, I'm not in favor of spending one penny more than we have to.
Right,
on the military.
that's what he campaigned on, fighting for the little guys, fighting for our tax dollars. And so that's why he met with Boeing and Lockheed Martin to talk about the F-16 and then about Air Force One to cut down the costs.
So he's going to handle every single
Boeing says
item?
we'll comply. Listen, because this is quick.
We're gonna get it done for less than that.
Yeah. Okay. Did you hear that?
Look,
We're going to get it done.
I know that CEOs of companies are trained in speaking fluent gobbledygook, and the guy did a beautiful job of it.
Oh, wait. I have more gobbledygook. Ready?
Okay.
We're looking to cut a tremendous amount of money off the press.
That wasn't gobbledygook.
We're gonna get it done for less than that.
All right. So they're going to come in under cost.
I cannot wait to.
I don't know where we're going to put the savings that we're going to earn for the lower price.
I can't wait for every transaction that the federal government gets involved in to have this much public scrutiny. It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be huge.
Everything's
It's going to be beautiful.
But what made some news yesterday was considering what happened in Germany at the Christmas market there is Donald Trump going to stop Muslim immigrants from coming to the United States. Now listen carefully, please. Let me make sure I have the right one here. AD Trump 1.
You know my plans all along, and I've been proven to be right, 100% correct.
You've known my plans all along. I've been proven to be correct, 100% correct.
We don't know what his plans are.
Well, his plans have changed.
What plans?
There's been a lot of vacillation about his immigration policy. At first, remember, he came out, he read the statement, I, Donald J. Trump, if elected president, will stop Muslim immigrants from coming to this country.
And he's changed that. He's modified that because that was xenophobic. That's what he got the left all, up in arms about that. And he overstates the case all the time. Then he backs off, and he's all over the place. Look, it's just a bunch of rhetoric right now. And rhetoric matters. I mean, I believe that you should name the crime and say that it is Islamofascism that is behind all this. But beyond that, what exactly are you going to do? And the devil's in the details. We'll see what he actually does and if he can really affect any change.
And you can't ban an entire religion from coming to
No,
this
but you can-
country.
you
But you
can-
could vet those who...
From
you know,
certain
from
states.
certain
Yeah.
areas, and
Yeah.
from certain, you have to see, what their papers say. And the thing is that a lot of people are coming over here without any papers, so it's impossible to do a background check on people. Other news items to mention: some bad news for our good friend John Bolton. Hearing this morning that he's facing opposition for Deputy Secretary of State.
Accent on his face.
Well, there's two reasons why. You've got your reason. Rex Tillerson is not a big fan. Calls him, according to CNN, calls him a Washington insider, and they disagree about the Iraq war because Bolton supported us going into or getting involved or starting the Iraq war.
Bolton is an a Washington insider. He stood outside everything, and he's always been aggressive, I'd say.
But you have another
big
reason.
American interest.
Right, you have another reason why he might be scratched off the list.
Well, this is, of a piece with the kind of stuff that you usually get from Ed Klein or whoever. I mean, I don't know if I can't vouch for the authenticity of it, but it's certainly fun tabloid fodder that apparently Donald Trump, according to sources that I made up in my head, I read somewhere, sources that his appointments have to have a certain look. That's what, Michael Flynn looks like he could have that cabinet post. John Bolton, on the other hand, has a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump doesn't like people with facial hair too much, which is why Lena Dunham will not be in his administration.
Stop it.
But for a variety of reasons. But that's the story, that it's Bolton's mustache
Really?
that's doing him in.
But you think about it. Does he ever surround himself with people who have facial hair?
I don't really think
Not
so.
one cabinet
when you
member.
Think about it. So maybe people with facial hair don't look the part.
You know what I call that? I call that discrimination.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Your world is in transition. You and I know that. Some of these transitions we like. Social media, smartphones, the internet. Some of them we don't. Global economics and social beliefs that are in upheaval. In this fast-changing world, you need a trusted friend to turn to. A friend to walk with you and turn transition into transformation. Join me, Steve Beeman, for The Steve Beeman Show with my co-host Carol Parisi, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock on AM 560 The Answer. Let us partner with you and empower you to make it a better week ahead.
Hey guys, you should never give up on hope, unless that's the name of the girl that cheated on you in college. In that case, yeah, give her up. But if you still cling to those feel-good moments, make sure one of them is Fly By Night with me, Ken Severa, Saturday night at midnight. We're going to have some laughs, renowned guest comedians, and all-around tomfoolery. You may walk by day, but you can now fly by night with me, Ken Severa, Saturday at midnight, here on AM 560, The Answer.
NIV Live, a breathtaking Bible experience, is the perfect Christmas gift. Voiced by award-winning actors, musicians, and pastors, it brings Bible characters to life from Genesis to Revelation.
Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me.
God of Israel says, "Let my people go."
Surely your God is the God of gods and the Lord of kings.
I have seen the Lord.
Where is your God? Let there be light.
The NIV Live complete audio set retails for $125, but you can buy it from Faithgate this Christmas for only $29.95 with free 3-day shipping. This special offer is only available online at NIVLivespecial.com. The perfect Christmas gift for spouses, parents, and grandparents. Get this 79 CD set for only $29.95 with free 3-day shipping only at NIVLivespecial.com. Order yours for Christmas at NIVLivespecial.com. Limit 7 sets per order. Only at NIVLivespecial.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Before we go to Mike, let's quickly hear from David, who's joining us from Riverside. Good morning, David. How are you?
Yeah, there's some additional information why Bolton might not be considered. Rumor has it that he's been renting out his mustache for birthday parties and bar mitzvahs, and he's not willing to give up that source of revenue.
Yeah, there's a conflict of interest. Yeah, the kids love the mustaches.
Thanks, David.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing along. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, that's when you say the T's.
Oh, right. We're going to be talking about why Illinois is losing population.
Thank you. But first, let's go into the newsroom and say good morning once again to Mike Scott.
35 degrees. Authorities across Europe scrambling at this hour to track down a Tunisian man suspected of driving a truck into a Christmas market in Berlin. That Berlin Christmas market, where 12 died in a suspected terror attack, is back open this morning. President-elect Donald Trump says the recent attack in Berlin has proven him to be right. When asked if the deadly attack would cause him to stop Muslim immigration to the U.S., Trump told reporters he's not been wrong yet.
You know my plans all along, and I've been proven to be right, 100% correct.
It's unclear if Trump was referring to his call during the campaign trail for a total ban on Muslim immigration. The death toll is now 33 following this week's explosions at a fireworks market near Mexico City, but there are still 12 missing. Authorities say they found body parts at the scene, and investigators are focusing their attention on ignored safety measures. 4 people, including a Chicago police officer, badly hurt following a 4-vehicle crash on the city's near north side early this morning near West Division and Orleans. City of Chicago releasing thousands of email messages from Mayor Rah Emanuel's personal accounts, part of a legal settlement with the Better Government Association. 2 Cook County judges ruled against the city, so those emails are released, saying the emails sent on private devices are not automatically exempt from disclosure laws. And a Cook County judge is acquitting a Chicago police officer for firing his gun to try and scare off a suburban police officer who tried to stop him for erratic driving 2 years ago. Officer John Gorman had charges dismissed by the judge, who said he fired his gun in the air out of fear for his life. John Wall, 23 points, 9 helpers. Wizards over the Bulls, 107-97. In the bragging rights game last night, Fighting Illini, now 10-3, winners over Missouri, 75-66. The news is a service of Hum by Verizon. Hum by Verizon is all the smart technology you need to upgrade to a safer, more connected car. Plug it in for amazing features like emergency assistance, vehicle diagnostics, vehicle location, speed and boundary alerts, and more. Upgrade your car with Hum today at hum.com. Hum, put some smarts in your car. 7:33, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
For me, it never has been about Trump.
The Joe Walsh Show.
For me, it's about the ideas, it's about the issues, it's about the movement. Go ahead and cut whatever deal you want, but when it comes to people in this country illegally, you ran your campaign, sir, on that issue. You can't walk that back.
The Joe Walsh Show. Weeknights starting at 5. Right after Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
If your family loves the great outdoors, there's only one place to go for last-minute gifts. Cabela's Christmas Sale. Find everything you need to finish their list at Cabela's in Hoffman Estates.
Raj Shah, host of Secure Retirement Radio. I believe not only in protecting your retirement and making the growth going forward, but also having a tax-efficient retirement as well, because you want your retirement portfolios to generate an income stream that will last for your life, for your spouse's life, and if you have kids, that will pass on to the next generation as well. Tune in for Secure Retirement Radio with Raj Shah, Sunday mornings at 7 here on AM 560, The Answer.
Life should be an adventure, and so should your health. It's another can't-miss Health Quest radio show this Saturday morning. Dr. David Kolbaba.
I'm the host of Chicagoland's longest-running health news and science show. As a primary natural health care practitioner, I've been helping people just like you reach a higher place of health and longevity, utilizing more natural strategies as I believe our Creator meant it to be.
Create your adventure in health. Tune into Health Quest Radio every Saturday morning at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
7:35. Let's check the roads in our AM 560 traffic center with Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the inbound Kennedy, it's heavy Austin to Lawrence and Irving Park to the Burn Circle. 30 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 18 from Montrose, 14 in the Express. Outbound 26 minutes downtown to O'Hare. Edens, 19 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. It's good. The Eisenhower, 45 minutes. Thorndale to the post office. Outbound 29. It's fine. Stevenson heavy, Harlem to Kedzie, 54 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 35. Ryan is 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-State, stop and go to Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. The other tollways are good. Seeing some delays on the CTA Orange line due to a mechanical problem. Train at Midway. Traffic service of American Express open. Business cards from American Express can help cover the big purchases you need to make when you need to make them. Find out how American Express open cards and services can help prepare you for growth at open.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the aircomfort.com Weather Center, clouds will give way this morning to sunshine. High 35, increasing clouds and a low of 21 overnight. And tomorrow, clouds, showers of rain turning to snow with a high of 35. Currently 33 at O'Hare and is 32 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 8, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next with Bruce Wolf sitting in with us this week on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Ayn Rand Institute and the Yaron Brook Show. Heard Saturday afternoons at 4 here on AM 560, The Answer.
Can we sing? Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Amy Jacobson here, singing acoustics. Bruce Wolf. Hi. You okay over there?
I was stuck there.
We're going to have the much anticipated Bruce and Amy Christmas Carol of 2016 at the end of the show, 8:45. You are not going to want to miss it. It's not going to be auto-tuned because Dave Stripling doesn't have that capability with him.
Somebody told me that the song actually is about a guy drugging a woman.
The one that we're singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, convincing. It's not... It may have nefarious intentions, but I didn't see it that way. So this is a family show, Bruce.
Yeah, I prefer an innocent construction of the lyrics.
Yes. Some matters to take care of. Hillary Clinton, all the vote totals are in, and she won the popular vote, beating Donald Trump by 2.9 million votes. Well, so she received 48.2%. Trump received 46.1%.
Bill Clinton had only 43% of the vote. He led a robust presidency. Woodrow Wilson got only 41% of the vote. He had a robust presidency.
Well,
because it really is the Electoral College.
Right. Well, obviously. So Hillary Clinton, though, made history because more Americans voted for Hillary Clinton than any other losing presidential candidate in U.S. history.
And that and a well-placed lamp and Bill Clinton's skull will make Hillary Clinton feel good.
She received almost 400,000 more votes than Barack Obama did in 2012, and she beat out Mitt Romney by 5 million votes.
So she gets to be the president from 2012 to 2016.
No, she doesn't. Okay. But this just fuels the fire of the lefts. People, the lefties who can't accept the fact that their candidate lost.
Hey, they're still upset that Al Gore lost.
Oh, I know. They are. My ex-mother-in-law said to me, well, George W. Bush was never our president. He was never elected president. I was for the second term, he wasn't elected president.
Was this political dispute
said,
that you had, the approximate cause of her being your ex-mother-in-law?
So left. She is so left that she thinks John McCain made up the fact that he was a prisoner of war. She thinks that he actually broke his own arm. And that whole 7 years
She should have voted for Trump then, because McCain wasn't a hero, according to Trump.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because heroes don't get caught. I wanted to do that whole year of the end favorite quotes of the year, and that was going to be one of them. But more pressing issue, breaking news this morning. Everything's timing with Mayor Emanuel. They settled a civil lawsuit against the Better Government Association and decided to release emails, 2,700 pages of emails from Rahm's personal Gmail account and another account that he had, an email account that was called ram.com something.
Among these 2,700 emails or pages of emails, was there any in which Rahm actually is trying to recover money from a Nigerian prince? I'm just wondering if
he's
he did. None of that.
So it's more, favors from the media buttering him up.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's buttering up the media, trying to convince them, hey, he wrote to Maureen Dowd from the New York Times. Maureen, hey, it's back to school season already, and we're getting ready to welcome 400,000 kids back to class in a few weeks. I wanted to share the educational gains that our kids have made with you. It's really our best kept secret. I hope you're as proud of them as I am.
One that I noticed, and I actually didn't notice it, kudos, as Michael Jordan would say, to Robert Feeder, the media columnist, because he was looking for the emails that pertain to media personalities. And one came from Mika Brzezinski, is that her name, from MSNBC's Morning Joe. She's an employee of the National Broadcasting Company, that same company that gave us Brian Williams. And she apparently, in an email, was asking for Rahm to do something on behalf of her mother, who was a sculptor. And it seems like, and somebody please disabuse me of this notion, that she's trying to use her media clout to get a favor from Rah Emanuel, which I believe is a fireable offense.
So you're calling for Mika Brzezinski to be fired?
Yes,
this morning.
And has she been fired? Has anybody got Morning Joe on this morning? Do we get cable? I'm just wondering if she's
been. We do have cable, but nobody watches that show. Well, 3 or 4 people watch.
I'm just wondering if.
All right, so
if
here's
somebody
the email.
from NBC is on this case right now.
Well, she wrote. Apparently, dear Rahm, apparently my mother's sculpture has been crossed off the Chicago Parks Department short list, ! This is very disappointing news. All of this happened after a visit by Mike Kelly to her studio. She talked about that. Then in bold letters, could you please help put this train back on the tracks for me so she can take advantage of the momentum currently building up around her work? This week, we had a wonderful ribbon cutting. Couldn't you see a piece like this along your trails? And another thing she wrote, lack of funding is not an excuse, as we both know. There are avenues to secure money.
You're not supposed
gosh.
You're not supposed to use your media influence. Oh, how can we trust
she wrote,
anybody?
Hoping you can do something, Mika. And he wrote back, I will look into it.
I can't trust.
And that was sent from his iPhone.
I can't trust NBC anymore. I mean, this casts a pall on NBC. I can't trust Carol Maureen when she comes on anymore. I can't trust. Is Ron Majors or Ron Hunter still the news anchor there?
No,
I can't trust
not.
them. I can't trust a Brent Miller forecast anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore from the NBC network.
See, I think that people are so used to this that she's not going to get fired. She's not even going to get a slap on the wrist for this.
Billy Bush died for her sins.
Billy Bush? Where's Billy Bush? Do you mean the Bushster?
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the bus.
Like a little hug,
absolutely.
Melania said this was okay.
I just got off the bus. Bushy. There we go.
Yes,
Yeah,
he referred to himself as the Bushy. How about a little hug for the Bushy?
I mean,
Bushy.
11 years ago, he's having a private conversation with Donald Trump. He gets fired for that. But what's happening to Mika right now? I think Morning Joe Scarborough should summarily dismiss her and put, somebody beyond reproach, maybe an Al Sharpton, have him sit next to Morning Joe. Put him in a wig. Yeah.
That would not work. Another email from Ray LaHood asking Ram, Ram in capital letters, Ram. I'm like, hello. I am on Uber advisory board. Uber folks asked me to submit this op-ed to the Tribune. Obviously, I don't want to say or do anything to hurt or jeopardize you and your efforts. Any thoughts, Ray?
Well, that's just one government hack to another. Mm-hmm. Ram's brother has a big investment in Uber, but everybody knows about that. He is
Uber, and David Plouffe is president of the Uber, and it's just Brooke Anderson's a spokesperson. She used to be the spokesperson for Pat Quinn. It's just friends helping friends.
What I just love is
Brooke's talented.
All these Democrats, putting Chicago cabbies out of work. I don't know how they square that with their consciences.
I know, because all of them had to buy medallions for their taxi cab, and those medallions cost more than a lot of people's homes. No, a lot of the cab drivers that I talked to said, I took out a second mortgage to buy this $300,000 medallion. They're anywhere from $250,000 to $300,000.
Now, those medallions...
And so they're worthless now because you just get your side hustle on. You be an Uber driver. I got my side hustle on. And you don't need a medallion.
Yeah, those medallions aren't as worth as much as Ken Griffin's bicycle, though, right? He has
Exactly.
a $10,000 bicycle, didn't he? And didn't he write to
Ken
Rahm
Griffin's
complaining?
Yes, he complained because he fall down and go boom on the bike path. So now he's donating $12 million, which is not enough money, to the city of Chicago to separate the bikers from the cyclists. The cyclists from the joggers, which I actually, because I use the lakefront path a lot, and it's a great idea because it is a safety hazard. I mean, it is dangerous out there.
A $10,000 bicycle. I mean, is that like have a...
The most that's the highest of highest caliber or quality of bicycles.
I mean, that must have like a horn that goes auga or
no, they
something.
have specialty wheels. I mean, a wheel can cost up to $5,000, a back wheel.
For a bicycle?
Yeah.
For the Tour de France, maybe.
Well, if you're a serious cyclist, and you're rich or a billionaire, you want to have all the bells and whistles. Don't have time to go to Sean from Elwood Park. Sorry, Sean. We'll talk to you later.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Look at the weather right now. Today, clouds giving way to some sun, high of 35. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 21. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, showers of rain and snow in the afternoon, high of 35. Low tomorrow night, 30. Saturday, partly sunny and high of 34 for that Bears game. Low Saturday night, 28. Now, it's time for Check of the Traffic. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Bruce. Getting heavier on the Eisenhower now. Delays from St. Charles to the Tri-State and Des Plaines Avenue into the Burns Circle. 55 minutes. Thorndale to downtown. 40 from Manheim. Outbound 31 to Thorndale. Edens is good. Kennedy, 31 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 25. Stevenson, 50 minutes. 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound now clear. The Ryan is 35 minutes. 95th to downtown. Lakeshore Drive now has delays. Southbound Irving Park to North Avenue and 18th to the Stevenson. Northbound it's slow. 31st to Jackson. Northbound Tri-State heavy. Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Eastbound Adams Tollway slow. Bussy to the Des Plaines Oasis. Veterans Memorial southbound. So St. Charles to Roosevelt. This is a sunshine delay. Jim Talamonte in the AM 560 Traffic Center.
Hey, Dan Proft here. Gentlemen, this time of year can be exhausting and stressful, but if you feel a lack of energy or motivation, no matter what time of year, it's time to get your testosterone levels checked. Stress is associated with low testosterone and can worsen symptoms like fatigue, trouble sleeping, and can affect your mood. I personally recommend going to Low T Center. They make it easy. You walk in, you take a simple blood test, and with the convenience of their on-site lab, you'll know your results in about 20 minutes. So if you're drinking coffee or energy drinks just to get you through the day, or if you always feel like you need a nap after lunch, you may have low T. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, raise your cholesterol, and cause weight gain. Low T Center accepts most health insurance and has flexible hours, including Saturdays. So don't hesitate to find out what your number is. I'm sure glad I did. Call my friends at Low T Center today and tell them Dan Proft sent you. The number is 630-409-4305. Call 630-409-4305. Again, the number 630-409-4305, or go to lowtcenter.com.
We're here reporting live from Santa's workshop. Santa, thanks for taking time in the busiest season of the year.
Oh, we stay busy all year round.
How do you stay so busy without getting sick?
That's easy. My elves and I take balance of nature.
Balance of nature? What's that?
Using the magic of modern technology, Balance of Nature has taken whole fruits and vegetables and stuffed them into little capsules.
And they keep you healthy?
Works for me. What do you think, Gimbal?
Well, I take it, and I haven't had a sick day in over 3,000 years.
So make sure to stuff your stockings with Balance of Nature fruits and veggies.
There you have it from the man himself. Stuff your stockings with Balance of Nature fruits and veggies to stay healthy all year round. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
Have a Merry Christmas and a healthy New Year.
Have you racked up more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by, making minimum payments? You should know the credit card companies are tricking you into thinking there's no way out. Credit card companies would rather you didn't know that there are ways you can become debt-free and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. There are debt relief programs that help people like you escape overwhelming credit card debt. National Debt Relief has helped tens of thousands of people just like you reduce more than $500 million of debt. National Debt Relief has helped so many people they're A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan. You have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Reduce a large portion of your debt now. Call National Debt Relief at 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020.
AM 560. The Answer.
All right, people are leaving Illinois at a record rate. What's the number reason why? Let's go to our friend Michael Lucci. He is the Vice President of Policy at the Illinois Policy Institute, don't you know? Good morning, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. How are you guys?
Good. So give us the numbers and how many are leaving and why they're leaving.
Well, in 1 year, we lost one Peoria worth of people. So it was as if we took the entire city of Peoria, picked it up, and moved it to other states around the country. 114,000 people was our trade-off with the other states.
And when you lose
so many,
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go on.
We lost so many people to other states that it's causing our population to shrink.
Yeah, and when you lose people, you lose tax dollars. So that hurts the residents who remain in Illinois. Correct?
Right. It makes Illinois like a failing cable company where they are losing their customer base. So they keep raising prices. They keep raising rates on the customers who remain. And so those customers who remain, as we're seeing, are saying this deal is getting worse and worse for me. So the customers who are still here, they're increasingly looking at leaving also.
Can you say death spiral? Okay, so here's the thing. I correct me if I'm wrong, because I know these are all like Dan Proft's shell organizations, like the Illinois Policy Institute and all that. Was there a story from the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute as well? And that would be a liberal think tank, wouldn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. And they found out, because I think this was reported in Cranes a few days ago, that it was something like 25 or 27% of the people who are leaving Illinois are leaving because specifically of high property taxes. They're being taxed out of existence in Illinois. And when you can get liberals to say something like this, then you've really got a problem, right?
That's right. Paul Simon Institute did that poll, and they asked people, do you want to leave? And if you do, why? And as you said, the number one reason they said was the rising property taxes. People are really feeling the heat being turned up on them, especially when they look at their real estate property taxes. So that's certainly a big driver. Other reasons that were included were, of course, the state's jobs climate. You don't stay in a state where you can't work. You go find somewhere where you can work. And what was really interesting to me about that poll, which is confirmed in migration data, is that the group that wants to leave most is millennials, young people, and they are. And the group that wants to leave next most is basically the prime working age population. The only group that the majority actually want to stay in Illinois is retirees. So it's older folks who want to stay. And, maybe it's family reasons that are keeping them here, but the young people are leaving fastest, and we see that in the migration data. It's the young folks who are getting out at the quickest pace.
It's akin to Obamacare, where you've got, the older people who, of course, are going to be the beneficiaries of the largesse, but you got the younger people upon whose shoulders all of this is going to fall. So there's nothing in it for them, and you get rid of this base, and you got the debt spiral. And nobody wants to reckon with it. Well, we do. Governor Rauner does. Some people do. But you still got the Madigans and the Rah Emanuels who think that somehow money is going to spontaneously generate.
Yes, I think that's the big point. We have this, this idea of a social contract where you have people sort of make a deal with their government, and these are the terms that we're going to live under. Well, you see in Illinois that the government has forced a deal on the people that the people do not like. They do not accept it. And the government's basically saying, you all are going to pay for these things that we're going to give to these folks over here. You all are going to pay for all this spending that's not going to benefit you at all. So just start paying up. And the people in Illinois are not being represented well in Springfield. So when they're voting for a variety of political reasons, they're not getting the political outcome and the economic outcome they want. So they have one more way to vote, and that is to vote with their feet, and they're doing that at record rates. We see this across all of our borders. People are voting with their feet to go to Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Kentucky. We see them moving to the south, to Texas, to Florida. We see them moving west to Colorado, to Washington. So people are voting with their feet because their votes in the General Assembly are not being heard. So there's one last option they have, which is to vote with their feet and get out.
All right. So, Michael, what the census data, how should it send a strong message to state lawmakers? And do you think they're listening? Are they waking up now?
I don't think that they're quite there, especially on the idea of wealth flight. The message that I take from this type of migration data, and you get a similar message when you look at the IRS's migration data, is, guys, the math is not going to work here. If you have these unfunded liabilities going up, nearly exponentially, and you have your population, your tax base fleeing at faster and faster rates, the math is simply not going to work. If you're someone who loves tax hikes, I'm not someone who loves tax hikes.
No,
who is? Love the idea of raising taxes, it's still not going to work for you. You're just going to be that cable company that's raising rates on a fleeing customer base. So we tried the tax hike route after 2011. The amount of wealth that flowed out of the state in the years after that tax hike was unbelievably high, especially compared to the years before the tax hike. The amount of people flowing out is unbelievably high, especially compared to the years before the tax hike. So we can choose to be the cable company that is, just continually raising rates on the disappearing customer base, or we have to renegotiate this whole contract because people are not okay with the terms they're getting from their government.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael Lucci. Always a pleasure to have you on the program. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Michael Lucci, Vice President of Policy at Illinois Policy Institute, and he joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.
And now, a moment of objectivism with your Ron Brook and the Ayn Rand Institute.
Economic inequality is growing and will continue to grow. But the question almost no one asks is, who cares? Economic inequality has nothing to do with poverty. In some countries, people are relatively equal and extremely poor. In other countries, like the United States, people are relatively unequal, and the vast majority are, by world standards, extremely rich. Inequality just means there's a gap between what people earn, and that gap can grow, even if every single individual is becoming better off. And that's really the story of capitalism. Economic progress makes us all better off, just at different rates. So who cares about inequality? I don't. For more, see my book with Don Watkins, Equal is Unfair, America's Misguided Fight Against Income Inequality. Visit ARIradio.com. From the Ayn Rand Institute, I'm Yaron Brook.
This has been a moment of objectivism from the Ayn Rand Institute. To learn more, listen to the Yaron Brook Show, Saturdays at 4 on AM 560, and visit ARIradio.com.
If you enjoy Yaron Brook's Moments of Objectivism, consider making a gift to support content like this from the Ayn Rand Institute. ARI fosters a growing awareness, understanding, and acceptance of Ayn Rand's philosophy of objectivism to create a culture guided by the principles of reason, rational self-interest, individualism, and laissez-faire capitalism. To support this work, go to ARIradio.com and click on the Donate button. Your tax-deductible gift will help to spread the message of Ayn Rand to the next generation.
The most recent U.S. Supreme Court decision on the Affordable Care Act made one thing certain. We will all have to deal with this ever-changing law until at least 2017. If you're tired of calling a bureaucrat at an 800 number to help you navigate Obamacare, then you need a local expert on your side. That's right, your own health insurance mentor. C. Stephen Tucker from healthinsurancementors.com is someone I know and trust. He's a 20-year licensed broker who's been educating AM 560 listeners on the Affordable Care Act for the last 5 years.
Thanks, Dan. From now until January 31st, you cannot be denied coverage based on a pre-existing condition. Aetna, Coventry, United Healthcare, and Harkin Health no longer offer health insurance subsidies even if you qualify. One company still does, and they still offer plans that provide access to Northwestern Memorial, University of Chicago, and Rush University Medical Centers. Call me. I can help.
Thanks, Steve. How can our listeners get in touch with you?
They can visit healthinsurancementors.com or call me directly at 630-674-1551. That's 630-674-1551.
Coming up next, last show of 2016, Fond Memories. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Amy and Bruce, Rah Emanuel releases private email. And a sunny day ahead. WIND Chicago News Time, 8 o'clock.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. He calls it extremely unfair to all Israelis. A UN resolution President-elect Trump has just urged the U.S. to veto in a statement. That resolution will be voted on this afternoon and calls for an immediate halt to Israeli settlement building on disputed territory Palestinians want for a state. Israel's also pushing for a U.S. veto. Some UN diplomats want President Obama to abstain to let the resolution pass. This after the president-elect gave his former campaign manager a new job. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, Kellyanne Conway will serve as counselor to the president in the Trump White House. She says it's similar to the role Ed Meese filled for President Ronald Reagan. Conway told Fox and Friends, serving at a senior level for the president of the United States is hard to pass up.
When you have this opportunity, it's an honor, certainly, but it's also very humbling, the gravity and the responsibility.
A mother of 4, Conway will be moving her family to Washington. She says she expects the West Wing to be a family-friendly work environment. Dave?
Rachel, Iraq's 3 car bombs have hit an outdoor market in Mosul, the city Iraqis have been battling to take back from ISIS terrorists. At least 15 civilians and 8 police officers were killed. That German Christmas market a terrorist trucker drove through Monday, murdering 12 people, is back open today.
People, of course, have been lighting candles there for the last 3 days and leaving messages in remembrance of those who died or injured. But things are starting to get back to normal. But around the perimeter of these fences, big concrete blocks are being placed on the pavement.
Sky News' Nick Martin in Berlin. There's more than a $100,000 reward in the manhunt for the suspect, Denise Samri. The economy was even stronger than we thought over the summer. Third quarter GDP growth has been revised up higher a second time, now to 3.5% after the initial 2.9 estimate. But on Wall Street, not much reaction. Stock futures are basically flat. The Dow still 58 points shy of 20,000. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
.33 degrees in Chicago. We have sunny skies at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. The city of Chicago releasing thousands of email messages from Mayor Rah Emanuel's personal accounts, all part of a legal settlement with the Better Government Association. The release follows more than a year of wrangling between the BGA and City Hall, which argued the messages did not have to be made public. The organization and the Chicago Tribune sued over the issue. Chicago Police Department stations 2 large vehicles just outside the downtown Christkindl market to act as barriers to prevent the kind of deadly truck attack that happened in Germany this week. Shoppers and merchants alike say they appreciate the beefed-up security. Cement barricades were also added at some entrances overnight. An investigation is underway after a man was shot to death in Midlothian. Darius Minter was gunned down yesterday inside a vehicle while waiting to drive his wife to work near 147th and Spalding. Authorities say they've identified more children allegedly abused by a gymnastics instructor. Joseph Hannon of Sycamore taught at the Enter Gym. The 21-year-old has been in custody since December 7 when he was arrested on charges that he abused a 9-year-old girl during an open gym session. More charges were added as prosecutors allege there could be as many as 30 victims. Enter Gym's owner sent a letter to parents saying a background check was not conducted on Hannon who'd been previously arrested and was on a felony probation case in a 2013 drug investigation. Chicago sports, John Wall 23 and the Wizards win over the Bulls 107-97. The news a service of the Foundation for a Better Life. Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. 8:04, time for the AM 560 Business Beat from the Fox Business Network, a service of turnkey.pro. Here is Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Uber is no longer running its driverless program in San Francisco. After more than a week of debate with state regulators, the Wall Street Journal says on Wednesday the DMV pulled the registration for the 16 cars. 2 more executives are leaving Twitter. The company's chief technological officer and its vice president of product are both stepping down. MarketWatch says approximately a dozen executives have left the company. Pilots at Korean Airlines are on strike for the first time in 11 years. A complete work stoppage is prohibited under Korean law, so Korean Air says more than 90% of flights will not be affected. The Dow has still not reached the 20,000 mark. Stocks retreated on Wednesday. The Dow was down 32, NASDAQ dropped 12, and the S&P lost 5. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
It's 8:05 in Chicago. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
You need to understand that the way you build wealth is you do not use the evening news or CNN or Fox to set the tone of your emotions around your investing.
The Dave Ramsey Show.
If you're thinking of changing your investing patterns because you're watching the news, you need to turn off the news. You are in charge of your destiny.
Dave Ramsey. Weeknights starting at 7. Presented by Wintrust Community Bank on AM 560. The Answer.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. See website for details.
Need some extra cash today? Do you have bad credit or maxed out credit cards? If so, turn your radio up. 35cash.com is one of the nation's largest personal loan networks with over 50 different lenders. Now you can get a personal loan for up to $5,000 with any type of credit discreetly from your computer or smartphone and with no paperwork to send in. That's right, no paperwork whatsoever. Your cash will hit your bank account as soon as tomorrow, as our lenders have millions of dollars to lend regardless of your credit history. Visit 35cash.com and you can have up to $5,000 in no time. Just have a checking account and a regular source of income, and you can get the loan you need now, regardless of your credit. Go to 35cash.com from your smartphone or computer to get the cash you need. Visit 35cash.com. Type www.35cash.com directly into the address bar. That's 35cash.com. 35cash.com.
It is 8:06. Let's check the roads in our AM 560 traffic center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. We're seeing sunshine delays on the Veterans Memorial Tollway, southbound 355 at Stop and Go from North Avenue to Butterfield. Northbound Tri-State heavy from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. It's a fairly brief delay, though. Eastbound Adams Tollway, a little sluggish. Bussy to the Des Plaines Oasis. Otherwise, the tollways are pretty good. The Edens is fine. Kennedy has delays from Montrose to Armitage and from the Hubbard Tunnel into the Burns Circle. 30 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 20 from Montrose, 18 on the Express. Outbound, just a 4-minute delay central to Sayre. Inbound Eisenhower Stop and Go St. Charles to the Tri-State. And from Des Plaines Avenue to the Circle. 50 minutes, Thorndale to downtown. 34 from Manheim. Outbound all clear. Stevenson, 54 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound fine at 34. Ryan, 33 minutes, 95th to the Loop. Lakeshore Drive slows southbound Belmont to North Avenue and 18th to the Stevenson. Northbound heavy, 31st to Jackson. Northwest Indiana's fine. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Some sun today, high 35. Clouds increase at night, low 22. Mostly cloudy with a couple of afternoon showers of rain or snow tomorrow, high 34. And mostly cloudy through the night, low 30. Partial sunshine for Saturday, high 35. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
33 at O'Hare. Next news, 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. With Bruce Wolf sitting in this week for us on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is sponsored by Financial Planning with Jack Taboda, your 401k specialist. Heard Saturday mornings at 7 right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day.
A new policy tonight. Chicago employees are barred from doing city business from personal email accounts.
No longer can anyone from the mayor on down cavalierly and wantonly use a private account to hide from public scrutiny.
The president-elect spoke to reporters outside his Palm Beach home, calling the onslaught on the Berlin Christmas market an attack on humanity. He was asked whether the attack would impact his immigration policies.
You know my plans all along, and I've been proven to be right, 100% correct. What's happening is disgraceful.
All our holidays are always such a mess. Oh, yeah. How did you get through it? I had a lot of help from Jack Daniels.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good Thursday morning. Last show of 2016.
What about tomorrow?
Tomorrow there's a best of, because it's a great...
Of us?
No,
We've had
Bruce,
some great moments this
I'm
week.
so sorry.
Like
We
when you
have.
told me to be quiet and stuff like that.
And I think I told you to shut up, too. I don't think that is a great moment, but we have had fun. Clearly, there's some chemistry between us. You know, Wolf Jacobson sounds like a law firm. We never lost a case, but we never tried one either.
I like that you put my name first.
Yeah,
That's
Wolf
nice.
Jacobson. I don't like Jacobson Wolf. And then when my dad was here yesterday, it was Jacobson Wolf Jacobson.
Nice sandwich.
Yeah, and thank you. I got a lot of nice emails from people saying that they enjoyed that he was on the show.
But I felt...
Who knew?
that
I mean, they all came from my family, but
Sure,
they loved
you
it.
got a large family. I felt that I failed because at one point I asked him if he had any regrets.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't answer. And
Because
that-
he's smart.
Well, that was my
Everybody
Howard,
has regrets.
That was my Howard Stern moment when I was going to get him to divulge the.
So
the
quickly
secret.
before we go to our,
Sorry.
year-ending, New Year's resolutions, all of that. Emanuel releasing those private emails, ending that court fight.
That
Just
should have
wanna-
been public emails because he was trying to circumvent the Freedom of Information Act. I'm shocked.
Oh my
that Rahm
gosh.
Emanuel will try
Well,
to do
I
it.
want you to know that timing is everything, and the fact that they did this on a day when everyone's getting out of town, when people are shutting her down, people tune out. During the holiday season, a lot of people don't watch the news or read newspapers because they want to take a break. Perfect timing, but that's how they do this. Everything is cold and calculated, everything. But your point of contention was about Mika Brzezinski.
Mika Brzezinski, and I stipulate that I have a bone to pick because NBC let me go. I mean, they were justified in doing it. I mean, I don't fit in. They weren't justified with regard to you, and that's why I'm fighting on your behalf.
Oh my gosh,
here.
I am
But
so
anyway,
over. I've processed that.
I'm not
It's-
over your problems,
God.
okay?
Okay.
'Cause I feel for you. All right, here's
But
the thing.
anyway, you think that
She's an NBC's Morning Joe with Joe Scarborough. She's part of the network, the cable network. I mean, they've got Lawrence O'Donnell and Brian Williams has been relegated to a show there. Here's the thing. According to the email to her that I read in Robert Feeder's column today, great column, just showing how people use clout with Rahm Emanuel, and Rahm Emanuel uses the media as well. But she apparently blatantly tried to get Rahm Emanuel to do a favor for her and her mother, who is a sculptor. She tried to get through the red tape of City Hall by going directly to Rahm Emanuel and appealing to him, and she is a member of the media.
And
You're not supposed to do that.
It's collusion between the press and politicians. I mean, that's what that is. But she was trying, and she said, we both know that money's not the issue here. And then she put in bold letters, could you put this train back on the tracks? Because her mom was on a short list and then got cut. And
You're not
not
supposed
happy
to do
with
that.
it.
And so
No.
I'm wondering, I'm certain that this has now gained the attention of the National Broadcasting Company, Chairman Sarnoff, maybe even the RCA Victor Dog at this point. My master speaks. And I'm sure that there's a meeting going on right now between Chet Huntley, David Brinkley,
Oh,
John
yeah,
Chancellor,
a lot of them are
Brian
dead.
Williams, all those people, the ghosts of them, and they are going to summarily dismiss
I don't-
Mika Brezhnev or whatever, Bignu Brzezinski, whatever. Get rid of her by this morning's end. I trust.
Yeah.
If
I'm
otherwise, I
telling
will
you,
lose
she's-
faith in humanity.
She's not going to get anything but maybe even a slap on the wrist, if even that.
Billy Bush died for her sins.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But the one with the Larry Wirt, and he was the
Larry
general
Wirt's never
manager.
done anything wrong.
No, but the one between him and Rah Emanuel, I don't have a problem with that. He was just showing him the ratings for Chicago Fire and that they're doing well because Rahm's brother's part.
Who is Larry Wirt?
And then Bruce, what's his name? Not Bruce Wolf.
Bruce Dold.
No, Wolf is a
Bruce
producer.
Dold.
No.
Dick Wolf?
Dick Wolf, yes. Because they're all friends and they wanted to know what the ratings were like in Chicago for a show called Chicago Fire. Okay. Don't have a problem with that one. Right. Don't have the problem with Ray LaHood, but it just seems like a lot of people are kissing the ring of the king, if you know what I mean.
And which is
I
fine.
Don't like.
It's just fine. That's how you do business at City Hall, but you don't do it that way if you're a member of the media.
Let's go to Sean, who joins us from Elmwood Park. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Listen, 2 quick points. First off, Mika Brzezinski's father, a longtime Democrat plutocrat,
oh yeah,
not only was interwoven with Jimmy Carter and all the Chicago Democrats, but also Lyndon Johnson, the original Trump.
Wait a minute, Sean. Is she the daughter of Is she the daughter of Zbigniew Brzezinski?
Correct.
Yeah,
That's who
you didn't know
she
that?
is.
I didn't know
Who
that.
made millions
Grew up in
upon
D.C.
millions by front-running political decisions. Longtime Democrat plutocrat scumbag. So that's why she put it there. Money's not an issue. We already stole enough was the line she forgot to add to it. But here's the thing about Ray LaHood. I want you to really think about this. This is insider. This is the equivalent of insider trading because it is absolute collusion between a board member of a private company who sits on the board, contacting a public official, stating in the email, I don't want to release information that will harm you politically. What he's not saying is because I need you in that position to help us down the road. This is, to me, an absolute crime. And the fact that it will not be looked at as a crime shows you just how systemic the corruption in Illinois is. This is why they put their daughters in charge of prosecution of other political crimes. This is how they make money. This is the definition of a plutocrat. They take political power, they put it on corporate boards, and they collude with each other to benefit only Uber. That's why you won't see Lyft in any of the headlines. You Uber all the time.
All right, thanks, Sean, for your phone call. Let's go to Matt Topic now. He is actually a lawyer for the Better Government Association. Good morning, Matt. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Do you think congratulations is in order today?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, this was a long time coming. For people who don't know kind of the backstory, it took a lawsuit to get to this point. We fought it tooth and nail for well over a year, and the city really fought with everything they had to try to keep this stuff from getting released. And we got some favorable court rulings along the way. And so before it got to the kind of final resolution of it with the court, we managed to get something worked out here to get all this stuff released. And I think equally importantly is the change in city policy that's going to say you can't do this in the future, and if you do, you're subject to discipline.
Did Mayor Emanuel do anything wrong in these 2,700 pages of emails? Was there anything nefarious in there?
I mean, I just get the records released.
Okay.
What they mean and all that stuff, I leave that to the experts. But I'll say, I mean, it's and I've only I've obviously seen what's been reported and what people have highlighted. I've seen some of the documents. Our folks have seen. So I don't. Nothing jumped out at me as sort of some huge bombshell. That shouldn't be surprising. I mean, I think sophisticated politicians know better than to say really stupid things in emails and admit to wrongdoing or things like that.
You haven't been paying attention to the WikiLeaks then, okay?
John Podesta's email.
Let me ask you this, Matt. Interesting. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. So what was released were materials that Mayor Emanuel and his attorneys decided fell under the Freedom of Information Act. There wasn't any in-camera review, say, by the judge on all of his emails that were on his private server or private email account. Am I right about that?
Yeah. So here's how it went. This is an issue whether it's on a public server or on a private server. Is that the law gives the government, I think maybe too much discretion to conduct those kinds of searches themselves and say, well, this is what we did to search, and everything that we found that was responsive we gave you. And that's really what we did here. Is we replicated the same process that would have happened if these were on the city server in the first place. They laid out in a pretty good amount of detail how they went about that process. They gave examples of kinds of things that they said that they contended were public business and others that they said weren't. That's all laid out, and there's a legally binding representation in the agreement that everything that met that criteria has been turned over. So if we later find out, and these days with leaks and with hacks and all that stuff comes out, if we later find out that that wasn't true, then you got a pretty serious problem on there, and we're going to be right back in court with it. But we got to what we thought was a reasonable way to go about this, and getting these records out now instead of being dragged through another potentially 5 years of litigation over these things and having them come out when we probably would have a new mayor anyway.
And then he's going to bleach bit the rest of his emails.
But what about the timing, Matt? I mean, it's before a huge holiday weekend. Most people tune out, because I always think that's cold and calculated. Did they come to you and say, hey, we want to settle this and we'll release such and such emails, or how did it work?
Yeah, they came to us a couple weeks ago and said that they wanted to try to get something worked out. It really came after there had been some more court decisions that really kind of foreclosed most of their arguments. And it came when there was going to be a lot of things that were going to be happening in the litigation. So, would we have liked this to have come out even before we filed suit? Like, of course, that's what we would rather have happened. But, this is the timing. This is how it worked out. And from our perspective, as soon as we could get to a position to get all these records out, that's what we wanted to have happen.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt Topic. He is a lawyer for the Better Government Association. And please tell Andy Shaw we said hello.
You got it.
All right. Thank you, Matt. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Plenty of sunshine. Is it going to heat up around here?
Today, we're going to have clouds giving way to some sun. High
it's
35.
Sunny right now. Look outside the window, Bruce. Look.
I just read what's on the paper here. Okay, I don't look out the windows. Nope. I'm a Morlock. I don't want the sun to hit me. Increasing clouds tonight, low of 21. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Showers of rain and snow in the afternoon. High of 35. Low tomorrow night, 30. Saturday, partly sunny. High of 34. Low Saturday night, 28. Now for a check of traffic, here's Jim Telemonte.
Thank you, Bruce. Mostly good news. The Edens has no delays. The Kennedy, slow. Irving Park to the Burns Circle, but a lot lighter than usual for this hour. It's 31 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 22. The Eisenhower, 51 minutes, Thorndale to the post office. 35 from Manheim, outbound delay free. Stevenson, 51 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound clear. Bryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. Lakeshore Drive, the only delays are very mild ones. Southbound 18th to the Stevenson, northbound Balboa to Jackson. Northbound Tri-State heavy at 290. Eastbound Adams always sluggish. Bossy to the Des Plaines Oasis. Veterans Memorial, southbound, a little slow. Sunshine delays, St. Charles to Butterfield. That's traffic on AM 560, The Answer.
If you want to work until you drop, reduce your standard of living in retirement, or lose more of your hard-earned money in the stock market, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to generate a steady, predictable income, I'm talking real wealth and financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. A free report is now available that reveals the money-making secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. It reveals how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and wealth-building power without risking your money in the Wall Street casino. To get your free special report, visit bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com.
The website upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements and extends what we do here on this show, long-form interviews with opinion leaders and policymakers like Colonel Alan West and now Deputy NSA, KT McFarland, and many more locals as well, like John Cass, Steve Rauschenberger. And in addition to that, we've got man-on-the-street interviews, see if people can follow the logic and highlight it when they don't. Commentary, podcasts of our Illinois Rising program. That's Sunday afternoons, 1-hour program that focuses on Illinois state politics and policy. It's all at upstream-ideas.com.
'Tis the season to enjoy Sprint's new unlimited plan with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th lines for free. Get unlimited mobile-optimized data, talk, and text for only $100 a month for a family of 5 when you bring your number to Sprint. That's 5 lines for only $100 a month. A plan like this with AT&T would cost you over $200 a month. And Verizon, they don't even have an unlimited data plan. No more worries about running out of data or surprise overage charges. Switch to Sprint today. Visit a Sprint store, sprint.com/freedom, or call 1-800-SPRINT1.
Lines 3 through 5 free until 1/31/18. After pay an additional $30 per month per line. Prices with autopay. Coverage and offer not everywhere for discounted phone subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Excludes taxes, surcharges, roaming, and premium content. Limited for video up to 480p, music up to 500 kilobits per second, and games up to 2 megabits per second. Prohibited network use rules apply and data deprioritization during congestion. AT&T plan not an exact match. See carrier website for details. Restrictions apply.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
Oh my goodness, I am so grateful for it. And my 85-year-old mother, even more so.
I love the product so far. It's been a little over a month now, and I feel great. It's incredible.
It's working good. It's amazing, Glue. I'm able to do more and I feel better. I like it.
Dr. Howard has put together an all-new health challenge that will absolutely allow you to find out for yourself what Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies will do for you. The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of free product. Yes, 2 months of free Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. Call now for details. And who knows, you may be hearing your own success story on the radio. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code Chicago.
It's definitely a good product, no question about it.
I love it.
AM 560, The Answer.
2016 coming to an end. And we won an award, Bruce. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but Lakeview, the neighborhood that I live in, has received, I don't know if this is an honor. I don't know if this is going to make property values go up or down, but 2016 Lakeview has the highest rate of binge drinking in Chicago and in the country.
And I saw that Dan Proft, the host of the show with you, tweeted, "Congratulations to you." He said, "Without your leadership, this would not have been possible for Lakeview." And it's interesting. We
won this thing called the World Series, so yeah, a lot of people have been drinking in our neighborhood.
Excuse? That's your excuse?
Bruce,
what were your excuses the 108 years before that?
If you walk by Wrigley Field today, even today, people are still there. They have not left. Even though they put up the barrier so people can write on chalk, and everybody that wrote on chalk, they washed it off with the graffiti busters. People are still there.
They're still drinking.
Murphy's Bleachers are still selling hot dogs Saturday and Sunday mornings beginning at 8 a.m. I'm not kidding you. If you build it, they will come. You win it, they won't leave.
Now,
God, I've been waiting all year to say that. Can I say it again? If you build it, they will come. If you win it, they won't leave.
Please clap.
Thank you.
It's the sound of one hand clapping, please. Interesting, the juxtaposition of me and you here, because you apparently are the leader in binge drinking. I, on the other hand, had a beer with Dan Proft on New Year's Day 2011, a Blue Moon.
Oh, my gosh.
And I have been nursing that same beer for the last 6 years. So
you don't drink beer? God, you have a crazy ironclad memory there that you could remember what drink you had, what New Year's Day, and with whom.
Well, because I don't drink often, so I remember that Blue Moon that I had.
Well, good.
Yes.
All right, so we're rounding off the year. Of course, they do the most used word, most mispronounced words of 2016, which I'm not even going to do that because I can't pronounce most of those words. Most popular Google searched terms of 2016. Are you ready? Because I don't think Donald Trump's going to be happy with this. He ranked number 7, and he's got to be a winner because he doesn't like losing. He's number 7. The number one searched word in 2016 on Google was Powerball. Powerball.
People didn't know about that before 2016?
Number 2 was Prince. You know, Prince died. Moment of silence.
Can I tell my Prince dying story?
Hurricane Matthew. Pokemon Go.
I was babysitting at my son-in-law's
Olympics.
house.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking?
For my grandchildren.
David Bowie, Trump, election, and number 10 was Hillary Clinton. She lost again to Trump.
He's not paying that close attention, and he sees that Prince dies, and he thought that it was Prince Fielder, the baseball player. Yeah.
Prince Fielder.
Prince Fielder is
the son
barely alive.
Son of Cecil Fielder. I know. He played in Detroit when I lived there. Okay, word of the year. All right.
Word of the year.
Right, fill in the blank. 2016 has been one of the blank years. If it's a naughty word, don't say it. But like bizarre, weird, mournful year. What is this?
Schadenfreudisch?
No, it's surreal. Surreal was one that people kept coming back to over and over again in response to different events, such as certain terrorist attacks, that coup attempt in Turkey and the terror attack in Nice, France.
Trump getting elected.
And also Trump getting elected. Surreal.
And the Cubs winning the World Series.
Surreal. That's another one. Gosh, you're so smart. You didn't even have to read this, do you?
Well, I do know what surreal means.
Mhm.
I even know what nonplussed means.
What?
Nonplussed.
What does
A lot
that
of people
mean?
think it means unfazed.
Big bust? What?
Nonplussed.
Don't talk about me that way.
Nonplussed. I haven't had a drink yet. I haven't even nursed any of my Blue Moon yet. Nonplussed means confused.
Okay.
But people think it means unfazed.
Yes. Favorite parts of the campaign, Donald Trump. Remember when he went on with Dr. Oz? This is just an example of what a showman he is.
If your health is as strong as it seems from your review of systems, why not share your medical records? Why not?
Well, I have really no problem in doing it. I have it right here. I mean, should I do it? I don't care. Should I do it?
I mean, just a showman. Oh, it kept going on and on.
Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
In the good old days, they'd rip him out of that seat so fast.
If there's a group out there, just throw him the hell out. That's okay.
My favorite was when he made fun of the handicapped person.
Oh, the guy with cerebral palsy?
That was good.
Right. Yeah,
Good
right.
stuff.
Yeah, good
It
stuff.
was like a friar's roast. It was really good.
We're
He's
in
like
for
Don
it.
Rickles.
29 days from today, Donald Trump becomes your president.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
If you're fortunate enough to have an IRA, 401k, or other qualified plan, you also have a tax problem. For example, a $1 million IRA is really worth as little as $600,000 after taxes. Do you really want to give $400,000 or more of your hard-earned retirement savings to the IRS? Most investors and even financial advisors have no idea that a tax-free, market risk-free solution approved by the federal government has been available for more than 15 years. Known as an IRA reboot, it provides tax-free lifetime income and a death benefit for beneficiaries. It can even be used to cover college costs or provide long-term care, all without risk from market losses. And unlike an IRA or 401k, there are no limitations on the amount you can contribute. For your free illustration and financial analysis, a $399 value, call Kelly Financial Services at 708-576-8999. That's 708-576-8999 today.
You know, the weather in Chicago is going to be terrible this year. Baby, it's cold outside. But did you know where it'll be warm and sunny for the next 5 months? Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. That's where AM 560 The Answer is headed in 2017. Dan and Amy will be binge drinking, I guess, at the Secrets.
And I'll lead the way.
Cap Cana Resort and Spa. It's an unlimited luxury resort that just opened in November. It has 5 gourmet restaurants, 7 bars serving unlimited premium drinks, and 24-hour room service. The resort has sparkling pools and access to pristine beaches. Join AM 560 The Answer in Punta Cana and have the vacation of a lifetime. Get more information and book your trip by visiting 560theanswer.com, keyword passport. The price that Apple Vacations has secured for this trip is incredible and exclusive to AM 560 The Answer. Don't miss out. Visit 560theanswer.com, keyword passport.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, how you can help the homeless and less fortunate here in Chicago. And, are you ready? Our much anticipated Bruce and Amy Christmas Carol of 2016. Oh,
Silver bells.
We've been practicing.
Silver bells.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Amy and Bruce, 35 degrees, sunshine. 2 Americans are among those severely wounded in that Berlin Christmas market attack that killed 12. Meantime, a manhunt continues in Europe for the Tunisian migrants suspected of driving a truck into the crowded market. Authorities are looking for 24-year-old Anis Amri. Murder rates creeping up and much higher in most U.S. cities, but not at levels seen 2 decades ago. The new Wall Street Journal survey shows about 16 of the nation's 20 largest police departments are reporting higher murder rates this year than in 2015. Pack some patience if you're headed to the airport to get away for the holiday today. Today and Friday are expected to be the busiest days for airports this holiday season. The death toll is now at 33 following this week's explosions at a fireworks market near Mexico City, but there are still 12 missing. 4 people, including a Chicago police officer, are hurt following a 4-vehicle collision on the city's near north side. It happened near Division in Orleans this morning. Mayor Rah Emanuel agreeing to settle a lawsuit and has agreed to release 3,000 pages or so of emails from his private accounts. Emanuel's office saying it's making public any messages pertaining to city business. Meantime, a new policy will prohibit city employees from doing business on personal email accounts. Chicago sports. Wizards rally to get past the Bulls, 107-97. Fighting Illini have won 6 straight after a bragging rights win over Missouri, 75-66. The news is a service of Cabela's. If your family loves the great outdoors every season, there's only one place to go for last-minute outdoor gifts this season. Cabela's Christmas sale, and you can find everything you need to finish their list at Cabela's in Hoffman Estates. 8:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher can't believe the Democrats are blaming Russia.
This is an absolute smokescreen by sore losers
who don't like the fact that Hillary Clinton was defeated.
If we were whining that Hillary won because of Russian interference, there'd be only one response in the halls of the New York Times and CNN.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, a family tradition since 1897.
Ladies, you work hard. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, work outside the home, or both, your sacrifices may have affected your appearance. Well, I have some great news. I'm excited to tell you about Bert and Will Plastic Surgery and Laser Center. Childbearing, breastfeeding, weight gain, weight loss, or just normal aging, I know, can affect our appearance. Unfortunately, dieting and exercise aren't always enough. Dr. Bert offers the Mommy Makeover. It includes a tummy tuck, breast augmentation with the new memory-shaped implants. Dr. Will specializes in Botox, neck lifts, and facial procedures. You can uncover the beauty within. Doctors Bert and Will are female board-certified plastic surgeons. Curious? Well, I met them and I love them. You'll receive a free consultation at any of their Chicagoland offices or register for an upcoming seminar. Call 630-930-3555 or visit uncovermybeauty.com. 630-930-3555 or uncovermybeauty.com.
Is religious literature allowed to be distributed in a public place? This is Law and Justice with Jay Sekulow.
Our church is involved in a farmer's market in the local city, and it's run by a Main Street Incorporated, and they're telling us that we can't pass out any gospel tracts.
Well, let me ask you this. When it says it's being run by Main Street Incorporated, is that a private business, or are these private streets or public sidewalks and public streets you're on?
These are public streets, but it's a private organization that is sending me an application every year, and I sign up for it.
Well, if it's on public sidewalks, they can't lease away the First Amendment. Public sidewalks are deemed to be traditional public forums, and the distribution of religious literature by a church or by individual members of the church or by individual citizens is a protected activity under the Constitution. So there is constitutional protection in place in this regard. I'm also going to give you the number for our offices in Virginia with the American Center for Law and Justice, and we'll get you some help.
Find out more at aclj.org. That's aclj.org.
It is 8:36. Let's check the roads in our AM 560 traffic center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. The evenings is delay-free. It's 19 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. Inbound Kennedy, slow Addison to the Burn Circle. 36 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 26 from Montrose. 17 on the Express. The Ohio feeder's heavy. Half-out, just a 1-minute delay, Foster to Harlem. Inbound Eisenhower, slow St. Charles to the Tri-State, and in pockets from Harlem to the Circle. 48 minutes, Thorndale to downtown. 34 from Manheim. Half-out, it's fine. Stevenson, 52 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound fine at 34. The Ryan from 95th to downtown, running 28 minutes. Outbound 16. Lakeshore Drive southbound a little heavy 18th to the Stevenson. Northbound Balboa to Jackson. Eastbound Adams Tollway slow Elmhurst Road to the Des Plaines Oasis. The other tollways are light. Northwest Indiana clear. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the aircomfort.com Weather Center. Clouds have given way to sunshine. This morning, high 35. Clouds on the increase overnight, low 21. Rain and snow tomorrow. 33 at O'Hare. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Power Trading Radio. Heard Sundays at 2 p.m. Brought to you each week by Online Trading Academy.
Christmas is just a few days away. Now, Bruce, I know you celebrate Hanukkah, but Hanukkah and Christmas fall on the same date, right?
This year they overlap.
Oh, or as you say, overlap. Don't look at me like I don't know what I'm talking about, which I don't know what I'm talking about.
Look, a lot of Jews don't even understand that Hanukkah is a minor holiday. It's just, and the reason it's been magnified is because, we feel left out because we don't have a savior.
Oh, because you're still waiting for your Messiah.
Yeah, but Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And don't forget, at 8:48 this morning, the much anticipated, the much hyped Christmas Carol with Bruce and Amy.
What are we singing?
Oh,
Let's
don't
just
stop
pick one
it.
out of the air.
Oh, yeah, sure. We've been practicing. Keith Conrad, the producer, keeps walking in on us practicing, and he looks so disgusted. Like, what? When you see your parents kissing, you don't want to see that. That's the same look he gives us when he walks in here.
People feel naked and ashamed when they are singing.
When they're singing?
There's no question about it.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so a good way to give this holiday season, I've been donating to this charity, to this organization for, 15 years now. It's the Christmas Eve food giveaway, and it's the community center, the Bishop Paul Hall Community Center, which is on 101 South Halstead Street. Good morning, Reverend Paul Hall. How are you?
Well, good morning, Ms. Jacobson and Bruce. God bless you. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning to you, and Merry Christmas.
So you,
Thank you so much.
You do this annual, how many years have you been doing it now?
I've been doing this for 41 years. Every Christmas, gathering food to feed those that are less fortunate in the city of Chicago. It started in the project over on the lakefront. And then we moved to the southwest side of Chicago. And I've never stopped because I've seen so many people in a desperate situation of food around Christmas time. Many seniors are lonely in the first place. And a lot of mothers with children just don't have the money to put a meal on the table.
And regardless of whether people, they line up. So the Christmas Eve food and toy giveaway is December 24th.
It's going to be the Christmas food giveaway will be Christmas Eve at 11 a.m. and people start lining up at 4:30 in the cold. Whether it snows or rains, the weather's a little better than what it was early this week, and we're going to give away at least 1,000 to 2,000 baskets of food. We just in desperate need of meat. I hate to give a basket away and they don't have a turkey or a ham or chicken or something. But people are so grateful for whatever we have. They said, don't worry about it. We will accept, but we're pleading to the public. We just need meat to put in the bags. And then on Christmas night, we're working Christmas night to provide 500 new coats, gloves, scarves, shoes, boots for children on the south side of Chicago, especially targeting the Roseland area and the Inglewood area. To see these kids come in here with hoodies, T-shirts, and shoes with holes and soaked. We don't take the shoes off. They must come with their parents. Put on a new coat if the coat is worn, the shoes are worn, socks, underwear, the whole shebang. And this is from the generosity of people like yourself, Amy, that have been supporting us down through the years. WIND, we just thank all of you guys there. And all of the supporters that call and make pledges to help us do this. We're living in a time that the need is greater. 2 to 3 kids out of 7 goes to bed hungry. And I have been fasting. I have a cold now and I'm weak for 22 days. I will not take a piece of meat or eat a meal until Christmas Eve, until I make sure that these families have a meal on their table.
Hey, Reverend Hall, I'll let you take a cleansing breath, and I'll talk for a second so that you can get your voice back. I'm reading a story. I'm reading a story here. It's from I think like 6 years ago or whatever, but I'm sure it's typical that you had like 1,500 people that you served, but you had 2,000 that were standing outside in the bad weather. So there's always a shortage. Am I right?
Yes. 2,000. They'll start at 4:30 in the morning, and I've seen them line up 3 blocks deep, 4 abreast. And I've seen last year they stood in the snow and the rain to receive the food. And if anybody get up and get in a line at 4:30 in the morning, that means they definitely need what we're trying to give to them for Christmas.
And I remember I met you in 1999, and that line stretched down the block, and it was freezing. It was -4 degrees, and
Yes,
I will never forget that one child. Bruce, he didn't even have, they had a fire in their house. He didn't even have shoes on. And I remember just running and grabbing socks. I'm like, we need to help this kid right now.
You the one spotted them, Miss Jacobson. They were sleeping in their car, and the kids had no socks.
No socks.
No shoes. And you spotted them and brought them out the car. You were doing a live shot for the television station.
Yep.
And you took them inside, and we gave them shoes, coats, and through the television station was able to get the man a job and get him off the street and out the car with his wife and 2 young sons, 2 and 4 years old. They had nowhere else. Last year, there was a guy shoplifting their jewels to feed his family. Instead of the police taking him to jail, they brought him to us, and we filled him up with food and got employment for him so he don't have to do this again. This is how much the Chicago Police Department think about what we're trying to do to help folks in need this Christmas holiday.
And it's really easy to help because, again, I donate, full disclosure, I donate every year. You can go in, maybe take some gently used coats or hats or gloves or buy some.
I didn't know that you had a conflict of interest here and that you actually
please,
are.
we stop. And then also, I go to the store and I buy turkeys, ham.
Yes,
I'll come with a carload and whatever canned goods I can get from my neighbors too, and then just bring it down to Paul Hall Community Center.
I remember last year you came.
Yeah, and if
there
you
was about 500 people out there, and they started clapping.
That was so
for what you was bringing in. This is the love that these people show for people. On one side of the street, you have people bringing in food. On the other side of the street, you have people receiving the food. And that's what Christmas is all about, helping folks that have not.
And if you want to help out, we have to explain this because this is key. You don't even have to get out of your car. I mean, literally, you can drive right up. This drop-off place is still the same, 10140 South Halstead?
Yes.
Okay.
The police department has cleared the block, so you can pull right in.
Don't even have to get out of your car.
He has lit up the block, and we would unload the car. But God bless everybody. I definitely need help to do this on Saturday. And I appreciate Amy and WIND, what you guys have done down through the years. People that you may not never see or talk to, they thank God nightly for what WIND and this show has done. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, Reverend Paul Hall. And congratulations on your fast.
He's giving a telephone number.
773-298-1209. Just call 773-298-1209. God bless you. You guys are going to make me cry.
Oh, well, God bless you too, and Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for all that you do.
God bless you.
41 years he's been doing this.
I kept thinking about what I do all that time. I complain that there's nothing good on cable, stuff like that.
Yeah, why don't you go through your house and see if you have any canned goods, or if you have any old coats or new coat, or maybe go buy a coat for somebody.
What I'll do is
get in your car, then drive to 10140 South Halstead Street. Don't even, again, have to get out of your car. Just pull up, and they'll come and take the things.
I was thinking I'd have Dan drive the stuff down there for me.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah.
He should be. It's a great organization. And again, people line up at 4 in the morning, rain, shine, snow, sleet, because they want to have it. And so let's give them a Merry Christmas this year.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Coming up next, turn up your radios. It's time for the annual Christmas Carol with Bruce and Amy. But first, here's your forecast.
Today, clouds giving way to some sun, high of 35 tonight, increasing clouds, low 21 tomorrow, mostly cloudy, showers of rain and snow in the afternoon, high of 35, low tomorrow night 30. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 34 for that big Bears game against the Washington team. It's politically incorrect to say the name of the team they're playing. Low Saturday night, 28. Now it's time for a check of traffic, and here's Jim Telemonte.
Cliffy, thanks so much. A happy holiday to you. Amy, a Merry Christmas. Eden's looking good. No delays at all, inbound or outbound. Kennedy, slow starting around Addison. 37 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 27 from Montrose. 16 on the Express. Outbound, just 21 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower, 43 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop. 29 from Manheim. Outbound all clear. Stevenson still heavy. Harlem to Kedzie, 52 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. All clear outbound. Ryan, 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. See a little bit of a delay on the eastbound Adams Tollway. Elmhurst Road to the Des Plaines Oasis. The other tollways are good. Northwest Indiana, fine. I'm Jim Talamonte in the AM 560 Traffic Center.
Hey, you've heard how Automated Systems excels at assisting companies with systems integration and FDA compliance. But they're also a staffing leader. They supply handpicked elite leadership, subject matter experts, and proven technical professionals in engineering, quality control, and FDA compliance to support the life sciences field in executing mission-critical projects. ASI provides highly specialized pros to deliver projects on time and budget. Don't pay a lot more to a big consulting firm, and don't trust the big temp agencies to supply the talent you need. Call Laz, my friend Laz, at Automated Systems when failure isn't an option. ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life sciences companies, from big pharma to startups, and excel through a culture of excellence in execution. For a staffing, compliance, or automation evaluation, call Laz now at Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit AutomatedSYS.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or AutomatedSYS.com.
NIV Live, a breathtaking Bible experience, is the perfect Christmas gift. Voiced by award-winning actors, musicians, and pastors, it brings Bible characters to life from Genesis to Revelation.
Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me.
God of Israel says, "Let my people go."
Surely your God is the God of gods and the Lord of kings.
I have seen the Lord.
Where is your God?
Let there be light.
The NIV Live complete audio set retails for $125, but you can buy it from Faithgate this Christmas for only $29.95 with free 3-day shipping. This special offer is only available online at NIVLiveSpecial.com. The perfect Christmas gift for spouses, parents, and grandparents. Get this 79 CD set for only $29.95 with free 3-day shipping only at NIVLiveSpecial.com. Order yours for Christmas at NIVLiveSpecial.com. Limit 7 sets per order. Only at NIVLiveSpecial.com.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity. Forecasting the future is tricky business, as even the sabermetric Poindexters found out on November 8th, so I'll stick to wish casting for 2017. Since the left doesn't trust a Trump-led government and conservatives don't trust government, period, I wish for the bipartisan agreement Pauls are always clamoring on about to drastically reduce the size, scope, and expense of the federal Leviathan. I wish the governor of one of the adjacent Great Lakes states would colonize Illinois. I wish we would remember that smart is not a synonym for civilized. I wish the affluent would preach what they practice in the areas of family, education, work ethic, and personal responsibility. I wish Pope Francis would take his cues from the Word of God more so than the word of Leonardo DiCaprio. I wish more people would read Thomas Sowell and fewer would watch The View, The Chew, and the blathering Beltway magpies who have no clue. I wish those who claim to do everything in the name of the children actually did. I wish self-styled fiscal conservatives would learn that every issue is a moral issue and every law reflects someone's values. I wish for a return to the pre-post-truth era, and I wish you and yours a happy, healthy, and prosperous 2017.
AM 560, The Answer.
Oh, yeah. Warm up.
Look at here now. Put your pants down.
Pull your pants down. That's not very Christmas-like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm actually nervous.
Need a little Christmas right this
very minute.
Candles
on the dreidel, 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 dreidel.
Okay.
All right, so last year we sang Silver Bells.
Silver Bells.
Oh, no.
Christmas time in the ring-a-ling-a-ting-a-winga-hinga.
All right, this time we've decided to play a little Michael Bublé.
Bublé, accent aigu over the E.
And so we're singing Baby It's Cold Outside. Ready?
You had to announce it because they might not recognize the song when we sing it.
It's a family-friendly song, right?
Okay.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
hoping that you drop in.
Very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your hurry?
My father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to that fireplace roar.
So really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't hurry.
Well, maybe just a half a drink more.
I'll put some records on while I pour.
The neighbors might think.
But baby, it's bad out there.
Hey, what's in that drink? think.
No cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew how.
Your eyes are like starlight now.
Break the spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks swell.
I ought to say no, 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 sir.
Mind if I move in closer?
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
I really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out. Baby, it's cold outside. Hot dog. Just like an organ.
I really hope.
I'm still shaking right now.
See, the thing is, we just practiced that
42,000 times.
And we were going to do it a cappella, but...
no, we had to do it with Pella.
No, any comments?
Yeah.
312-642-5600.
Pella.
Avec Pella. Well, thank you so much, Bruce, for filling in this week. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Have you?
I'm coming down.
Crazy
the
week.
flop sweat is drained all down to the floor. Yes. No, I had a great time. Amy, thanks for having me.
And
Appreciate
you were
it.
wonderful. And you picked the perfect week. We had a lot of news, a lot of fun.
Yeah. Little singing.
Now, what will you remember most about 2016, besides your time here and just singing?
What I
Baby, It's
remember
Cold
most
Outside?
about this week is that when your dad was here yesterday.
Oh.
And there's this beautiful daughter looking
Aw.
adoringly upon her father. And that was fun.
Yes.
So then what will I remember about 2016? I'm going to remember that Trump won, and I still can't believe it.
Uh-huh.
It was like surreal, I think. And the Cubs, even though I'm not a Cub fan, it transcended mere sport, of course. It was about fathers and sons and Field of Dreams. And yes, it was it was a good year. It was a bad year for Jaja. But other than that, it was a good year.
Every year somebody dies. It's all right. But thank you so much
Thank
again.
you.
You're the best.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey, the season just got a little bit more special thanks to the M.J. Miller & Company Holiday Catalog, Christmas Catalog. Open the cover and feast your eyes on stunning jewelry in vivid hues modeled by M.J. Miller customers. Perhaps you'll recognize someone. Turn to page 42 and view stunning confections, all visualized and crafted by Peter Storm artisans, designed for the sophisticated woman who